my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, nah, likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a f***ing name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness.
What's up? Azzo jumping in out of nowhere. What's up, buddy? You feeling all right?
Not much. Nope, I'm doing good. I just seen a bunch of the guys over on Missing Mods earlier. Thank them for their concern and yours. So I figured I'd pop on here and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not my beautiful face, but I'm a trash wreck right now. I haven't even taken a shower from last night.
Well, I understand that.
Hey, Robin.
What's up, Robin? I can't even see the chat. Let me fix that real quick. Hi, Robin. Yeah, no, I was like, Pinworm messaged me or left a comment or something saying, what's up with Azzo? The trivia is not trivian. And I was like, oh. And I was
well, after the fact, when I sent you a message, not to interrupt, but I totally forgot it was even Wednesday with everything going on because I was sick from, most of the day. Not that bad, but then once I turned, I've learned to go straight to the ER and not suffer because usually that's what takes care of it. But when I noted, because the nurse said something about, well, it's Wednesday, and I forgot what the date is even.
Yeah.
It's going to drive me nuts to look. The 12th. I said, Wednesday? You mean? It's what time it is? She said, about 9:30-ish. And I said, can I get my phone? And this is when I'm waiting for my CAT scan. And she goes, well, I'll tell you what, I'll sneak back if you don't tell anybody I left you here. I said, I've been through this so many times. I know how to cover for people, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I've seen her before, and I've got a rapport with this nurse. But anyway, she came back with my phone, and I sent you a message. And I seen that I think you actually even called, if I don't recall right.
Yeah.
But I couldn't call where I was and disturb everybody else, so I just sent you that message. But then I went back and I watched the trivia from last night, part of it anyway, not a lot of it.
Yeah.
And you didn't do a bad job once you got over the initial shock of having to do it, and then everybody's concerned. For me, once you started, it made me feel good, to be honest. And that's what me and Peter and Missing Mod were talking about, how, our community, it doesn't matter if you're atheist or, theist for the most part, we're still people. We still have concerns for each other outside of religion. So it was nice.
Yeah. Well,
about me.
Well, no, we a number of people asked about you in the chat, and people were messaging me and stuff. And I was like, I jumped on just to tell him, hey, I don't know, maybe he's not feeling well and just decided not to do it tonight. And then I actually was streaming when I told him, hold on, I'll try and call him. And,
sorry, I was eating.
And then you messaged me, and I was like, well, you know what? Hell with it. I'll do trivia tonight. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Was sitting here playing Minecraft, so I was
I'll do it. Did Peter win the gift card, or who won it?
Jen, Jyn.
Jen, that's who it was. Okay, I need to get a hold of Jen and tell them to send you their email so I can send them a card. But if I'm just sick and don't feel like doing it, I'll make an announcement or just take it down if I'm that bad. But I just knew last night was an ER night, and I haven't had one forever, so I can't bitch about it. And I even feel like I was telling them, I feel refreshed. It might have been what I needed to recharge my batteries. I thought it was, some degree of depression or something. And, really it's just me wearing myself out being in this weather with the puppies. And I'll do it again. I know I will.
Well,
anything for the dogs.
Life happens,
right,
buddy.
Jack. Yeah, it does.
But, I went and used that, the one trivia generator thing that you tried to put on screen before that has like the at a time. And, I did it like that.
Well, you can actually, because if up at top, you can actually do it in. I know everybody probably doesn't care about this, but I don't know how many people are in here. But
it's a member stream. We can talk about anything.
Right. I'm gonna have you share this just to give you an idea, just in case it ever happened. Even Jess sat there and said that she might get some trivia questions together just in case it would happen again. Because I can get a hold of her just like I can you.
Yeah.
I just don't have her phone number. But then I found out I can call Connect Canada on my plan. But anyway,
call her through Discord.
Well, we've done that. We've done that once, and it's kind of funny because I'm a train wreck, and I didn't get on there, and she was on camera, I believe.
Yeah.
And we just bullshitted, but it was nice just to get to know her even a little bit more than I,
Oh yeah, Jess is awesome. I've been talking to her. I've been talking to her forever today.
Yeah, I haven't talked to her much today, but okay. This is what I was going to show you. I don't know if you saw this. It takes me a second to do this. I'm out of that mode right now. Share screen. Okay, so that's the same one you used that I use, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me get a category up here, or just something. Come on. I might have to restart it. Sometimes it freezes up on me. I don't know why. I think I need to restart this little guy because he's just been through the ringer today. Okay, Jack, go by. Hold on.
I had problems towards the end, like for the first hour, everything went cool, and then towards the end of trivia, I started having problems with it refreshing too.
Yeah, well, this just froze up, and sometimes Jack. Oh my God! I just spent 2 hours making 2 sandwiches for me. I gave him half of the first one, literally, and I just happened to put this down. Okay, here we go. Let me start this all over again. It's working now, just for future reference. But anyway, so I thought it was nice of her to be on the ready. So at the very least, she can come up there and be co-host with you, or she can just do it and you can come back. Or what am I looking for this thing.
Yeah, no. Well,
okay. Let me see. Is that showing up? Whoop, not yet. Sorry. Go ahead.
She offered, and I was like, I'm just going to ask questions. I said, you can come on if you want and help out, though. And she's like, well, I'll let you do it this time. Hey, what's up, Dave?
Okay. So is that showing up there? Okay, you see?
Yeah.
Right here, can you see where I'm pointing right next to the search button? If you hit this one, it actually turns it into, I don't know if you've seen this or not, turns it into, this is when I start cut, because with the other one, like if I go to cut and paste, which it's going to flip over the answer.
Yeah, yeah.
So if I have someone have like a lot of big words, like with science, sometimes I have to. So you can hit
that's
that
an easy way to do it.
Yeah, and now I can cut and paste this the answer.
Yeah. That's an easy way to do it.
Yeah, and I didn't know what you were using, but it sounded like you're using a little bit of everything because
it was this.
I think the fibulation. When you were talking about fibulation was one of the questions.
Yeah,
and then that's when it was like you had to fill in a blank question, so I can't remember what it was. It's like, oh, that's cool. He's doing other things and not just, the way I do it. But I've had nothing but good comments about you. I was joking around that, Joe probably freaked out and blew it or something, joking around. And I know you can do this. I mean, you can.
I use my game show voice for it.
Oh, no wonder you had so many fans. But I appreciate that. And like I said, everybody who I haven't already said this to, thanks for your concern about me last night. But I'm good. I'm refreshed. And Robin said she's going to show me boobies, just not hers. Her cat boobies.
I don't know.
I don't know about that either. But hey, it's worth a shot. I am a man.
Yeah. Well, try anything once, right?
Right. If it don't work, then I'll be talking to them like, hey, Joe, show me your boobs. I know you will.
Yeah.
How's Dave doing?
Will.
All hell, Bigfoot. So,
I considered doing today's stream without a shirt on because I was like, fuck it. You can't see me from below my shoulders anyway.
Yeah. Just covering up your nipple edges. But it's just, that's what I like about this community. Hey, Reed, there is real, genuine concern for each other. Not everybody, granted, but, our core members and even some on the fringe.
Yeah.
And especially to me, the trivia, not that, it's the same people really, but that's a more relaxed kickback thing. And to worry about a human being you've never met and probably never will for the most part, chances are.
It's a real community. There's real people that care. Yeah.
Yeah. Before YouTube, even I've been on AOL, I've been on Yahoo, I've been on Pal Talk and so many other chat programs, especially before the internet really blew up. But you never had that sort of concerned for the most part.
Oh, right.
Generally, over, you'll have the one or two people that really, hey, we're going to hang out. We're going to go talk. Oh, he's upset. Let me make sure, or she is. But, nothing like YouTube.
You've got your own following on Wednesday night. They want their Azzo.
Right. And that's what I'm realizing. I mean, between that, and it almost gives me a big head. But between that and them wanting me to read questions and not use a program just because of my, because of the human element, the way I pronounce things, the way I screw things up. I miss people. That was only the one complaint I did hear a little bit, that you missed some of the first answer people's, which hell, I did that forever until I realized, well, let's slow down. I got to go back. I do know that, like, especially StreamYard just pops them up all at once.
I used the first answer in StreamYard. I wasn't looking at
right. And that's what I do, but it's just
So the ones that said that I missed last night, there was one that I did miss, one question, and it was Peter that answered it first. But other than that, all of them, it was the first one in StreamYard.
Right. That's why we had to make that rule, remember? Because we're having two sets of answers. You had YouTube, which is slower than StreamYard.
Hey, Michael.
That's why the rule. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Seeing you again. Reed, I said hi to him.
Yeah.
But it worked out. I mean, I didn't die. You handled it all right. And then,
well, we're glad that you're back on your feet. And I had fun messing around with it last night and hanging out with everybody.
That's why I enjoy it so much. It's so different, and there's no pressure, and we're not here to argue unless somebody wants to say, oh no, that's not the right answer. I think the real answer is, well, that's why I go by whatever's on the list. If somebody Google something different, then, well, Jack, get your ass out of my face, boys.
Jack's ass.
Jackass. But what happened to? I thought I put a new. Oh, I didn't do it. Hold on, I got to get this up there. Where the hell?
I don't. I come in trivia sometimes and hang out and talk to you, or I just kind of troll the trivia a little bit, just to have fun, But no, I had a good time doing it, and it seemed like everybody took part and stuff, and it was it went pretty well. I'm glad that you're back to do it.
Well, I mean, for me, it was nice to actually sit back and see the result of what we've worked on for how many months now? 3 or 4, and so then I talked to Nara a little bit. Well, didn't send him a message. He put. I'm glad he's putting stuff back out. I don't know if you've seen it. He had like an hour video about Alan Parr and slavery, sort of thing. So I'm hoping he's back because I want to get him on too. I mean, we both want him on. And then I also want to try to get that. Remember, we're talking about the church lady, and that might tie into maybe even your thing you're wanting to do. With the news skit.
Yeah.
Or even, and I thought, or the second one would be like doing a, like a Jeopardy version of where they had Sean Connery and everybody else that was really goofy, and have the church lady on there, just like, I don't want to say anything to ruin it for anybody else if we actually get that going or something. But the real question is, always skinks. Oh, I accept it, Reach. But
there
only from
there were a few skinks. There were a few skinks. I've seen it.
See, that's why I've got that my preloaded skink question just for Al. But it's funny how our answers have evolved. I mean, back in the day, I can remember giraffe and skink was still one of the answers, or whatever. And then Speed always has some goofy comment, and regardless, he always wins because that's my rule. Hey, Michael N.
What's up, Michael?
Co-host buddy when he can.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
he came in last night, seeing you weren't there, and left.
Yeah, he probably said, "Screw this." Joe can't read English; he reads Kentuckian.
Yeah.
Hey, David.
What's up, Dave?
What's up, guys?
Dog, he's whining about something.
Oh, nothing.
He's in it by himself.
I went and cut 3 or 4 yards this morning and got done, and I was sitting here and I was like, "Hey."
You can see your face is just red, a little bit.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. At least it looks like on my end. Let me be right back. I don't trust it.
Yeah.
It's hot here today. What's your temps there?
Let's see what it is exactly. Right now it's 87, which is pretty warm.
Yep, mine says the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty hot out there. In fact, I'm wearing the same hat that I worked in, and it's still soaked in the front.
We do have a nice breeze here, though. You got a breeze
we didn't
there?
have none of that.
No.
It was just hot.
I can hear the wind chimes going. So,
What's up, Ray Carroll? Ray's going to be a guest on the show coming up. I'm excited for that one. Ray's got a pretty interesting story and some things that I can relate to, especially, and so I thought maybe some other people could too. And we're going to talk to Ray here pretty soon.
cool.
I've got all kind. Man, I've been scheduling guests like crazy. I've got. There's some days I have 2 guests. I'm doing 2 shows a day on some days now. But I mean, I'm getting to talk to everybody I want to talk to, and I really, really like talking to people who either are just part of the community and learning a bit more about them, or talking to people who are just getting going or trying to build, small channels. And I mean, my channel's small too, but smaller channels, like Zach is going to be on Monday and Monday evening. Mark Reed will be on Monday morning. But Zach had like 165 subscribers whenever I was over there yesterday. But he has an awesome channel, and the dude's hilarious. And I can't wait to have him on and maybe let some people get to meet him that didn't know about him and stuff. And I really like talking to people in the community and stuff. Yeah. I seen you over on Erica's stream last night. She streamed all damn day yesterday. The whole day just went on and on and on.
We plugged her when we streamed yesterday when I had Mike on.
Yeah.
We plugged Erica, and we plugged Doc and Grayson's expedition too.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I watched a little bit of Erica's stream off and on throughout the day yesterday, but I was busy doing a few things and stuff, and so I didn't really, as much as if I could do it, man, I would spend all day, every day, doing something with the atheist community on YouTube.
Go.
And now we're streaming to Twitch too. We had people join trivia from Twitch last night, which was awesome. And the Twitch comments all show up in StreamYard and everything, so it's all working good together. I'm excited about that. We're expanding, getting bigger. We'll never be as big as Big D.
Bigger, longer, and uncut.
Yeah. The uncut part. I went through when I hit 1,000 subscribers. You can right at that moment you can monetize all your old videos and everything. So I went back and just hit automatically monetize my catalog.
I was there.
Yeah,
I said, "Hey,
you
Joe,
were there.
check your numbers."
Yeah, you're the one that told me. You said, "Hey, go look." Yeah,
I see. And Mark Reed's up over 2K now, so
I'm coming for you, Mark.
Good for him. I had a good month. I had a good month. I picked up over 50 subs. So
hey, that is a good month.
Much appreciated.
I think a lot of you guys who create, had good months. I mean, Joe hit 1K, Big Bad Mama kicked 1K. You hit 20. I hit 5.
Maybe 24.
Somebody else hit 2K. Oh, Mark Reed had 2K. That's right.
Maybe 24 ain't all bad.
No, the community is thriving and growing, and that's what we want to see.
Thanks, Nitty. Nitty's growing too. Nitty's getting up there.
Yeah, hey, I love you. I think Nitty's channel is completely underrated. And
I do too. I don't like Nitty. He's an idiot. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, Nitty, but no.
Robin's closing in on 80, so almost to 100.
I got 36.
100 is the first milestone.
For sure.
Oh, Justin, how you doing?
Yeah,
hey, Justin.
Yeah, see, Nitty's channel is something that I would have never sought out. I kind of stumbled across Nitty's and I actually learned to like it, even with his big fancy words he uses.
He's actually had a few Christians on his channel, so he's doing better than most of us.
Yeah.
Well, that's what, like, Nitty reminds me a little bit of like the rabid atheist, Ed. Just a different perspective outside of the box, in my opinion. And I love listening to that. And I may not agree with everything, but it's better than the same crap every day. That and Jimmy the Tux.
Well,
I mean, I
with
can get
Nitty,
Christians, nobody wants to hear from the Christians I can get.
Yeah. Well, like Nitty and the rabid atheist and all them, I mean, you know, I don't always have a lot to say because I'm listening to them because, you know, I don't have that perspective. So, you know, I don't have a lot to say. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say, but, you know, it's the same thing with, you know, when Jay and Maya are talking about black issues, or Stephanie and the crew are talking about the trans issues or the LGBT, you know, it's time for me to shut up and listen, you know, so I'm there. Yeah. I'm in the chat, but, you know, I'm listening.
No.
So
you got to get in where you fit in. I got you.
Right. So, Nitty's good to listen to because he's got the, you know, he's got that, you know, he was in deep, and so he's got that insight.
Nitty's, I just like, and this is why I like this Zach guy that's coming on too.
I like that Zach guy.
Yeah. Nitty's approach is, you know, he gives it the attitude that it deserves, you know, while still addressing the issues, and it's the approach.
And he's quirky.
What I like about
Nitty,
he's got his little.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's what I like about Nitty. I mean, just like today, I was watching him with Missing Maud. And I kind of did it too, thinking she's going to think we get pissed off at me, but I don't care. You can't just believe something and, you know, not be able to say why. I mean, they do. But Nitty was nice but hard on her, you know, about the childish mentality sort of thing. And I agree.
I kind of quit messing around over on Missing Maud's channel. Nothing against her or anything. It's just, you know, it's
still not.
I don't know. Nobody's interested. Nobody's interested in hearing what I have to say over there. So
I like Stephanie, but some of the discussions get a little, you know, it just stirs people up, and I don't need it, you know.
Well, I mean, she's cool with people coming on and talking about how great Kent Hovind's ideas are, but when you point out the bad things about Kent Hovind, it's, oh, you don't know that, and you know, all this other stuff, and it's like she refuses to look. She refuses to look at anything that shines a bad light on him, and I'm not really interested in sitting and listening to how great Kent Hovind is whenever, you know, he's done all the things that he's done, and that's not counting apologetics.
Well, that was part of the problem.
Yeah. If I got something to say, I'll make a video and I'll say it. I'm done. I don't need to debate it over and over and over.
Yeah, I've made my obligatory Kent Hovind video.
Right. Yeah. Here it is. Here's my answer. You watch the video. Right.
The video that I'm wanting to make.
Video. Yeah.
The video
sorry, asshole. We got a delay or something.
No, you're fine. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm waiting a second before you guys quit talking, because it's like you were done here, then all of a sudden you kept going. But it was just okay. But anyway, the video that I want to do or try to do is one on John 3:16. I'm getting sick of hearing how great that verse is, and to me, it's awful. Probably one of the worst, you know, verses in the Bible if you think about it, and at least in my opinion.
Hey, I'm always down to talk about scripture with you. I even know a couple theists that'll come and join that discussion if you want.
Right, but to me, the whole John 3:16, whoever believes, you know, gets the reward. But if you don't and can't believe, you're punished, regardless of what hell is or isn't. You know, to me, that's pathetic and sick, disgusting almost. You can't help. I mean, this is kind of what the topic was today with Missing Maud. You can't really choose what you believe per se, but I'm in the camp that you can believe, you can do something about not believing something. You know, don't just say, "Hey, Mark Stoney, where are you?" and have him defend you. Yeah. But yet still think everything you say is true, except what you don't agree with, you know, the other, like with Mark and her, because he's not a Ken fan at all.
Did anybody watch Owen over at Telltale? him talking about the pride thing that took place at Moorhead University and the street preacher that was being an asshole. And
yeah, the one he released today.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been releasing them here for the last few days. Well, so that college is right next door to me, well, like down the road, and that guy Nicholas Bowling is from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and I'm thinking about covering him personally. I'm thinking about doing a piece showing what an asshole he is, and just because it's one thing to proselytize and stuff, but his whole purpose in what he does is to go around and judge people of the LGBTQ community and tell them they're going to hell. Moorhead Eagles, yeah, right. Yeah, I've played on their football field and their basketball court. But
and I always, that always bothers me, because the whole idea is sin is supposed to make everybody equal, right? Well, we're all pieces of crap, right? But it's used against people, and it's like that the Great Leveler just didn't work.
For me. Yeah. Moorhead's 30 minutes down the road from me.
Well, and what Azzo was just saying, I think Jay
Bundy, you're a D1 athlete.
Yeah.
I think Jay Bundy was covering Cliff last night, that street preacher that hangs around with his son way too much, and it's really weird. Yeah. I mean, it's great that you're tight with your dad, but I think the dude needs a friend other than his dad. You know what I mean? It's like,
I have to say,
you need a little space there, my guy. Well, hold on, so real quick. I just wanted to point out what Azza was saying, though, about justice and all this stuff they're talking about. No, because Cliffy was trying to say, you don't think there's going to be justice for people like Adolf and all this stuff? And it's like, no, not under grace. He gets forgiven. There's no justice, right?
Well, and really, he can't convert because he's already Christian, per se. I mean, Hitler, that is. Catholic or not, would you agree with them being Christians? But
once saved, always saved,
and
right?
Mein Kampf especially are talking about him and his creator.
Yeah.
Atheists don't talk about their creators except their parents.
Yeah. Cliff and Stewart, I have to say, though, whenever they do like a debate or something as a team, they do play off each other pretty well. I said Bowling Green, but when I said Moorhead before, Ray said Moorhead Eagles, and I was talking about Moorhead because that's where the pride thing was. But
Cliff is easy to trigger.
Nicholas Bowling is from Bowling Green, though. Yeah.
Stewart will laugh it off a little more. Cliff gets triggered and he gets loud.
Yeah.
Well,
the louder you are, the more right you are.
Cliff resorts to telling people they're going to hell. Stewart doesn't usually do that.
He's another Ray Comfort and Todd Friel and all those other street preachers. Yeah. They're awful. They're awful people. They're ruining people's good time. People are out trying to enjoy themselves, and here's this idiot yelling at them.
Who doesn't listen, won't answer questions directly, which is most of them, I realize, but.
Well, like Ray, it's all a setup. I heard that he sends out people as feelers first before he even shows up. So it's all a setup.
I think some of them are, a lot of them are plants, in my opinion. But whether it is or isn't, it's still easy to shoot down. They look for people that don't. I don't want to say that don't look smart, but don't look like they're college professors. You know what I mean? He likes to find some kid, some freshman. And explain all the physics to me there, yeah. Well, and that's bit him in the butt a lot of times. If you watch it, you can tell because then they're even more edited. It's like some of the stuff that supposedly this, non-knowing atheist, or at least self-proclaiming atheist, doesn't know anything. And to me, the way they edit it makes him sound stupid. So Robin, I know where they're going with it.
Robin, his name is Nicholas Bowling. And he goes to the New Life Church on Scottsville Road in Bowling Green. And that's where he does a lot of his events and things out of.
They were just talking about Stephen Bowling.
No, he goes to these colleges that are having pride events this month and just like judges people and attacks them. And he's a shithead. Telltale done several videos with him in it. He's the street preacher in the video that they're talking about. and he's a real piece of shit. So I just as the Kentucky atheist thing, I think I'm going to do a recorded piece on him.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Just like Jesus.
Just like Jesus. Hey,
He's
how about
savior,
this?
Dave? Bite your tongue.
How about Marjorie Taylor Greene going and saying, well, you guys go on about President Trump being a convicted felon, and Jesus was a convicted felon.
Yeah. I seen all the memes.
I didn't know they had felonies back then. It was either death or you lived or jail time.
Every criminal out there's got a meme now that says, I'm a felon too.
Well, hey, no, I agree with it. I even argued on Facebook today about, like, if he's eligible to run for president of the United States, then why can't I get a fucking job at Burger King? Like that's bullshit. That's fucked up that he's even eligible to do it. Like, I can't get a fucking job anywhere. I legally cannot work in a school, and I don't have any crimes against kids or no shit like that. Just because I'm a felon, I legally cannot work certain jobs. Yet this motherfucker can be president of the United States and have the highest security clearance, and he can travel all over the world, which I'm not allowed to do either. Like, what the fuck?
Security clearance is still kind of a question. There's nothing in writing that says he can't be president, but there are things about security clearance. So that might be a whole, different.
Yeah, but I bet, hypothetically, Trump wins. There are going to be exceptions for him since he is the president. Yeah. You can't have a president who can't go to certain places, which is like all over the world. Hey, Al, how you doing, buddy?
PC out there shilling for me on my Patreon. Yeah, I haven't put a lot on Patreon, but I'm working on some stuff for that, guys.
Hello, Crystal. Good to see you. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, PC.
Oh yeah, PC is the best.
PC making me hungry again, putting the videos up, catching big old fish and everything. And it's like,
why haven't we at least asked PC to come on to be a guest? Because I think she would be fascinating, just for the fact of where she lives.
Well,
I'm in love with her videos, her shorts.
Oh shit!
She's welcome to. Yeah, go for it, Robin.
PC, would you want to come on?
Yeah.
Besides, she's my girl.
Yeah.
PC's everybody's girl, though.
Well, she's
I don't know if that's a good thing to say or not.
Sorry,
Al, I stepped on you.
No, it's okay. I needed a turn to say how great PC is at just being a great mod, being a shill for the
I'm
community.
A PCist.
PC. Sorry.
Well, she's on top of everything, and I'm just saying, like, I've seen her videos. I don't think I've ever seen PC on a stream, probably because I just don't.
Well,
if I had the reach that PC did, I'd know everything anyone had ever been in, but I'm just not.
Oh, and she's queen of the cut and paste too. That's what I love about PC, because I love the cut and paste myself.
Yeah, we can do that, Justin. I'm down for that.
I still want to see you guys get the news report started.
Yeah, we need to do that. Yeah. I'm gonna do an atheist news thing that's like it kind of resembles the Daily Show, as far as like just satire in that way.
SNL.
Well, not so much SNL. I mean, maybe a little bit, yeah, because we're gonna have people in But
some
I'm gonna
comedy,
be myself on that show, and just talk about things that are going on related to religion and during this season, politics too, and kind of just make fun of it. It's just gonna be satire, but it'll be funny and. I'm trying to get some guests and stuff lined up involved in it that would, come and do little segments for me. And we can even.
You got to find some funny people, though.
I have some. I have some.
Reverb. I got an idea. How about we do another box from Justin reveal? This time I get the shit and I get to eat it.
Well, what did Justin send you a box of?
Canadian
everything.
treat. Yeah.
Just Canadian shit that we have here.
Yeah. Yeah, all kinds
Did
of
he smuggle
different.
you any Kinder eggs?
Any what?
Kinder eggs. They're
no, he
illegal
didn't send
in
me
your
Kinder
country.
eggs, but he sent me everything else. He sent me cheesies and
A lot of
They
them
serve
do.
less time
Hard.
for smuggling Coke across the border than you do for Kinder eggs.
Yeah.
What is
I
a
know that.
Kinder egg? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, because they're
It's
illegal
a
here.
chocolate egg, but there's a little tiny toy in it that has a sign on it that says "Not for kids under 3" because it's chocolate.
Ah.
But apparently, the U.S. has somehow managed to do something the rest of the world hasn't, and outlaw everything with a part small enough for a kid under 3 to choke on. And
That's awesome.
And the
That's
Canadian Kinder egg industry is trying to smuggle them into the U.S. in tiny little toys in a chocolate egg.
Yeah.
It's quite a weird thing because we just don't give them to small children.
Right. Well,
But in the U.S. that's not an option.
Common
I don't
sense
even know
can't
what the
be
problem
assumed
is.
here.
The which? The common what?
Common sense can't be.
Common sense.
So
Yeah.
in the U.S., they tell you to
Canadians would know
leave.
that.
They tell you to leave something important in the back seat so you don't forget your kid or your dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, sadly, shit like that's happened here too. I don't think that's a. I
It
think that
happens a
all
lot
over,
here.
Harried,
Wait, I
crazy
think
parents that are, can't I don't think I forgot it. I think it slipped out of my jacket, but I just went to a doctor's appointment and forgot my wallet.
I
Had to
thought it
double
was.
back and go grab it.
How do I browse?
Shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but
So
it happens at an
sad,
unreal rate
terrible
here.
things happen. Is it I don't know if that's I'd like to know whether that's actually true, but I do think we should remember to check everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't assume people's common sense here, so they have to make little toys at least.
That ain't no kidding.
Too many parents.
My wife recently got a car that was an upgrade. Well, her car was in an accident, so we ended up sort of having to upgrade to a newer car. And the new one has a screen when you park that tells you to check your back seat.
Yeah, that's why that's there.
And that's
Does it say, yo, dummy, check your back seat?
Don't forget your kids, dumbass. Don't
check
forget
your
your kids, dumbass.
It's
well, why can't I
my kids are old enough to make a bit of a ruckus if we forget them. But no, it's a sad thing that's unfortunately happened, and
yeah, it is.
I'm
it
trying
is
to add
too much.
And let me ask you something.
Your kid falls asleep, they're not making any noise.
In any other circumstance,
But
if I accidentally do something that results in someone's death, I catch a charge for that. Now, why are these parents that are doing this? Because they don't get charged in most cases. Now, some they do, but in most cases they don't charge them. They get away with it.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit.
I get what you're saying. It's a negligence thing, right?
It's neglect.
If you didn't set the parking brake on your truck and it rolled down the hill and
yes,
Okay,
yes.
let me see if that works.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was your name. That's not the channel.
Right?
I mean,
yeah.
I've never even had my kids in the car, and for 1 second, forgot they were there.
That's an interesting thing.
Yeah, I mean, you just have a tendency to kind of look in the rearview mirror and check on them. You know what I mean? It's
I mean, even that, even if the car didn't have a rearview mirror, I know when my kids are in the car.
Well, like they just said, choking hazards or any, you know what I mean? You just kind of look back there, you know?
Yeah. Don't let cell phones and tablets raise your fucking kids, first of all, and you won't have this problem. Pay attention to what they're doing and look at the toys that they get.
That's right. If you don't give them a tablet, they will pester you nonstop.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, everybody wants to let
a kid without a tablet.
Yeah. They want to let fucking Blippi raise their kids for them, you know?
Okay, I found it.
I mean, Blippi's great and all.
Right.
I mean, all that stuff's great.
But
moderation. Moderation. PC, I tell you, moderation is the best.
Yeah, but she's the moddiest mod. I mean, there's a few great ones out there. PC is at the top of the heap.
Yeah. Now, my mom left me in the car on purpose once, and somebody stole it with me in it when I was 4.
The hell?
Yeah, that happened.
And did you wrestle them? You wrestle the keys out of their hands and?
No, they realized I was in the car and they brought it back.
And they brought it back. They're like, yeah, we don't need this kind of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. They was like,
we
nope.
wanted the car, but we didn't realize it came with a kid.
I was
okay for a second, guys.
Kidnapping, not so much. Go ahead.
Hold on. Reverb's not seeing text. I see it at least. Reverb your text. You may want to close out and come back in. Maybe that might help. And I think the PC sees you.
Yeah.
If you're not seeing it, though, I would.
Are you seeing it on YouTube, Azo?
Well, PC's on that, so I know.
I can see the comments.
Yeah, I see Reverb. I was just making sure
it's probably on your end. Try a refresh.
Yeah, I've got you.
It usually fixes it.
Yeah, I've got you on YouTube too, so it's on your end. I mean,
getting refreshed. The last thing you want to be is refreshed.
That explains a lot about Nitty.
Yeah. Well, no, my parents did that too, because they didn't want me to go in the store and ask to buy shit. You know, they'd say, "No, you're staying in the car with the doors locked." Like,
well, yeah, but like, you know, there was a time when you could just leave your kids a shotgun and your dog in the back of the wagon, and they'd just be fine. And you come back and everything was fine.
It's not the time; it's the place. There are still places in the world where you can.
In Kentucky, they give you a knife when you're born.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's true, Dave.
That Oprah Winfrey special where they had the baby in the stroller outside getting some fresh air, taking a nap while they're talking to Oprah inside. And she said, "Aren't you worried about somebody, taking off with the kid?" And she's like, "That doesn't really happen in our country,
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a way to do. There's a way to do like you don't do things that'll harm your kids. I mean, that's what it's about, right? Like if they're sitting there and it's not 110 degrees and where you're at and stuff, then there's not so much of a risk and you may be willing to take that risk. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but it
seems semi-reasonable though. Like if they're just like,
it's different than leaving them in the hood, Like,
well, yeah, no. Like I mean, if I put my kids out, I mean, my kids are a lot older now. But if I put my kids out in our fenced backyard, and we've got cameras pointing outside, we can see what's going on, and you'd have to, we'd notice if somebody drove their vehicle onto our property, and or even walked around on it, and like there's. I would be okay leaving my kids out in the backyard for 10 minutes while I talk to somebody inside the house.
Yeah. No, like I can't even let my kids. I live in rural Kentucky, and I can't even let my kids play in the yard unattended. They're 8 and 5. I can't let them do that because there's junkies walking around fucking everywhere at any time, So
so you got to keep it. Yeah, you got to keep another eye, and I'd be more worried about coyotes than
Yep, Al cut out, or is it me?
It's Al.
Okay, making sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking about restarting mine. I wait till he catches back up.
Reverb said something about some Bigfoot tracks and some encounters. So, get a hold of me.
Nice.
Easy to remember. All hail Bigfoot. I say it all the time, and it's my Gmail. So, get a hold of me. Love to have you on the show.
To hear Reverb? I don't know if I think I've ever heard Reverb. Reverb twang.
Jess sent me a thing that has it's like a course on evolution that you work through yourself. And I thought about maybe doing that online, like going through it and, like I'll just do it the way I would do it, but show it on YouTube, and anybody else that wants to learn can
show is it a video or is it like
it's an interactive course.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
where that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah,
people would
and
that.
It's actually like it's what they use as an actual college course. I mean, I'm not accredited, so.
Well, Jay Bundy did he invited YouTube folks to come and watch his course. For a part of it, and I showed up for a bunch of it. I don't think I passed the course. For a number of reasons, mostly because I kept on trucking throughout the course.
I haven't watched much of Jay Bundy on their channel, but I've seen him visit other places and watch.
Yeah, Pocket Lock. Yeah, he makes the rounds for sure. He's been in more than one.
Yeah. He gets around.
He was on something recently, but his own channel. He often does, his takes on important issues of the day. For this one chunk of time while he was teaching the course, for a number of weeks in a row, I'm going to say it was Wednesday mornings, but whenever the course was, if it was 10 o'clock Wednesday mornings, every Wednesday morning, you'd get a notification on Discord. You'd go turn on his YouTube channel and just quietly sit and listen while he gave the course. And then the students that were in the course were also, there. And I think they were, in order to protect their privacy and stuff, they just had handles instead of their real names or whatever. But yeah, it was cool. He went through a bunch of stuff there.
Yeah. No, Azo, do you want to message Jay Bundy or you want me to do it?
Jay Bundy.
Yeah.
If I have an email address, I can, or you can.
Pocket Locker 86 maybe is his YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, duh, that Jay. I'm not used to the last part of it, but yeah, I know his name's Jay. I'm with you.
Jay.
All right.
Yeah. I think Jay Bundy might be his real full name, but
right, I'm with you now. I'd like to get him and Gin and Tonic on, or Gin and Juice, or what I call Uncle Bobby.
Uncle Bobby is Gin and Truth, I think, is what.
Yeah, Gin and Truth. That's why I said I'd change it to Gin and Tonic.
And you know what? He was off for a bit, and I don't know if he's made it back. That's
what I need to check.
Notifications, so I don't know if
I haven't got anything. Matter of fact.
No, he was taking a break. He had something came up in his life that he couldn't do the YouTube for a bit. I don't remember what, and he may not have said what, and it doesn't matter. His private life is private life. But there was they had to stop. But I think I heard they're coming back. But I haven't seen that come up in my feed again for a bit.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, his dog was still living. Uncle Bobby, that is. Last time I seen anything from him, so I don't know. Yeah. If he put out anything after his dog passing, because I knew he took that pretty hard. I'm not saying that's why he hasn't been on.
That's a rough thing to do.
Gin and Truth, isn't that? Oh no, that's not Robert motherfucking Reed, is it?
No.
I invited him on.
Yeah, I know what that is, Robert.
That is.
But
okay.
He's also, people call him Uncle Bobby too.
Because he says it's Uncle
Robert motherfucking Reed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert motherfucking Reed.
He's the one that knows Frank Turek's full name. Fuckface Frank Turek.
Yeah. No, I invited him on. He didn't answer me. I'll have to try that again. That was back whenever I guess he has a new
channel. I guess he has a new channel he's trying to get going again because his other one got bounced. So.
Oh, really?
Okay. Well, I didn't hear about that, but I guess we're finding out as we go. Dave's got his finger on the pulse here.
No shit.
Gin and Truth was I'm not sure if it's still active or what, but he was getting strikes because he's very
just
boisterous.
Watch the show, you know why he got strikes.
He's very boisterous. Yeah.
He's telling people the truth.
Yeah.
Well,
the truth about shit. Is that the problem?
Maybe a few too many F-bombs.
I didn't.
Okay, this is probably.
I didn't realize there was a limit to the F-bombs.
Robin, if you want to ask him, just have him shoot us an email.
She got it.
Yeah.
Well,
Just tell him to shoot us an email at KentuckyAtheist@gmail. Or get me his email address. Either one, that'll work. And
Uncle Bobby's built like
I got to do it through the calendar.
He's built like a brick shit house. So,
I would.
He don't
I'm not
take
afraid of anybody.
He don't take nothing from nobody. I mean, the dude played football or something. He's huge.
Yeah, but I bet you he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet too. In the same breath.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, but he's gonna tell people off though. Yeah,
he used to debate a lot on MDD.
Oh, did he? I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd.
Yeah, he's got a ton of debates on MDD.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're just not popping up in my algorithm, but like, but if they're from way back, I haven't gone in the back catalog too much.
Yeah.
I haven't looked through their whole back catalog, but
no,
I think he also he trains martial arts or something too. I think.
Mm-hmm.
His day job, but I could be wrong about that.
His debate style is a lot similar in some ways to what I do, because he's not down with debating anymore. But his debate style was a lot like mine in that just, you're making this claim. Now, do you have any piece of evidence that supports that claim exclusively? And he kind of went that right. He didn't ask it just like that. He's a much better speaker than I am. I'm just a dipshit from Kentucky. But
I'd like to get Uncle Bobby on and have him go through, because he doesn't like fuckface Frank Turek, and that's where I got the fuckface was from Uncle Bobby.
Yeah, I started calling fuckface Frank Turek. I'm like, that's the guy's fucking name right there.
Right. Yeah, I always put FF Turek. No, everybody's like, what's FF? It don't matter.
FF.
That's Uncle Bobby.
FFT. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Triple FT. That's the guy that doesn't deserve any fucking respect at all. Sorry, am I up to my fuck limit here? Has anybody been counting?
It's a member stream. You can fuckity fuck right off all you want.
Oh Jesus, that's good to hear. That's good to hear, because I don't know if people realize that isn't just my surname; it's also my vocation.
Crystal's got a link to find Bobby there.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Crystal. Yeah. Crystal's on top of everything.
Always. That's why Crystal owns my chat.
In my opinion, Joe couldn't have a better person in charge of side chat.
Yeah, Jay Bundy is Pocket Locker 86.
All right, thanks for clearing that up, Dave. Because
I'm so glad I remembered that correctly, because I was I was fumbling around in my brain for what kind of a number.
Jay also has some other channels too. He's got a gaming channel what's his other one? Hunter Biden's laptops or something like that.
That's Jay.
Channel on that?
That's Jay. Yeah.
I did not know that.
When laptop shows up, that's Jay. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I know that now. Yeah, I love Hunter.
Yep.
Hunter. Yeah.
And then he started out back in the day. He's got videos where he's playing the drums too. So
he's been.
I think that's just under Jay or something like that. So
yeah, I like how Jay and Uncle Bobby interact with each other. I mean, they just feed off of each other, and it's just bread and butter.
Yeah.
But him and my one black friend do their regular show every weekend.
Weekly show, yeah. They have a great show too.
Yeah, they work great together, because Jay's a little high strung, but my one black friend is really mellow, seriously mellow, so that it neutralizes it a little bit in the middle, So
yeah.
Well, sometimes you need that whole thing. That's why my show Dragnet works so perfect.
Where is he at?
I'm not knocking Jay. I like Jay. Jay's got his thing.
Right?
Yeah, that's his thing. So,
yeah.
Well, we'll work on getting him. But let me tell you who all I have coming up already. Just to tell you.
Just to tell you something.
We've got a lot coming this week. All right. On Father's Day, Deviant Outcast is coming back to talk a little bit more about Egyptology, and she's bringing her miniatures, so we're going to look at that stuff.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Then Monday, I have Mark Reed at 10 a.m. Eastern is going to be on to talk to me this time, as long as my electric stays on. And
power on.
And then Zach will be on at 7 p.m. on Monday. And then on Tuesday, at 6 p.m., I'm going to have Jeffrey Williams is going to be on, and Will is going to be part of that panel too. Jeffrey is a professional philosopher that's retired, and
a philosopher.
Well, no, a real philosopher, and
he's still a weenie. He gets a shirt.
We're going to talk about. I'm going to show him the shirt while we're on there. But we're going to talk a little bit about free will. And he's got kind of a different point of view on free will. He says it exists, and I still disagree. So he's not a theist. He is an atheist and makes content and everything. Jeffrey Williams, it's Too Late for the Gods is the name of his channel, and he's going to be on though, and that's going to be really cool. And then we got Godless Granny the following Sunday at 2 p.m.
Yay, Gigi.
And then Michael Beverly following Godless Granny.
Another good one.
Yeah, and then we wrap up the month with Neil and Mikey coming on. So we've got awesome guests coming up the whole rest of the month. And
I saw that they were coming up in one of those what do you call them? You know, the little postcards that come up saying this is coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that come up in my feed earlier that about Neil, but I some of the other ones I missed seeing them.
I sent an inquiry yesterday. Mikey was on with Purple and said they needed guests, and I figured while I'm riding high, channel's doing good, and everything, I got stuff to talk about. And,
I've got stuff missing here because I've got Ray Carroll. I scheduled him. I know I did.
I haven't touched it. I swear.
I guess I got the confirmation email. I haven't heard from him, but I got a confirmation email. So
we're gonna see Dave over there
next weekend
on Neil the 604.
Yeah.
Tentatively next Saturday.
All right. Yeah.
Why am I not seeing?
If I remember correctly, Dave, Neil likes to communicate with the Twitter chat function, which I'm not really familiar with.
Yeah, that's how I did it. I got on the Twitter, and then you get to their calendar from there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's how it was a long ways back that I did that, but
he was live with Purple, so I was in the chat asking how do I do it, and he was telling me. So
I missed Purple's show. I keep missing all sorts of great shit.
I'm always at work when that comes on. Every time because she sends me a link to join, and I always feel bad because I'm at work.
Yeah,
Ray Carroll.
I haven't been on there in a while. I need to.
Well, she's been doing the Saturday evening thing for Pride Month too. So.
Well, that's what I was talking about. She sends me links for that, and I never get to join. Ray Carroll will be on July 1st. My birthday is July 2nd, so
Ray Carroll.
I'll be 135. They're just going to set the fucking cake on fire this year.
He answered back. Okay,
but
Mikey said the other day his birthday's in August, and I don't want to say what day it was, but he said what date, and I said. While I was thinking, and I was like, "Oh, that's a good date because that's my anniversary."
All right. Well, don't forget it.
Yeah, maybe we'll slip it in when I'm on the show. So.
If I get out, I'd love to be there this weekend.
We got married right between our signs, so.
Oh, okay.
My wife's a month and a day older than me. Yeah, so.
Okay.
We got married right in between, so.
Oh, Ray Carroll, I see that. Okay.
You got married on the eve of your astrological zodiac.
Yeah, not perfectly because it depended on what weekend we could do it.
Hey,
but
the last thing you want is something to go perfectly at your wedding. Let me tell you.
It is in between, not perfectly, but it is in between our signs. So, not that it means anything. It was just something.
There's a ton of shit fucked up at my wedding, and our marriage has been excellent.
It was just a reason to pick that time of year. You know what I mean? It's like, when do you want to have the wedding? And it's like, how about we do it between our signs? It was just, so that's why.
It seems good to me.
Yeah.
I think she was trying to get away from Dave.
If you run out of days to book people on, just let me know and we'll figure out. We'll double up if we got to, because I want to do as many shows as I can.
Start making days.
But right now, July on. I just had it open out loud.
Oh, and we have Al
Mondays, I
tentatively.
guess.
We have Al tentatively coming on the captive desk too, but
he'll never show up.
It's not
shit.
I'm coming on both. I'm coming on both of all y'all's shows.
All right,
when you can kick back at home and relax and everything and stuff.
That's what never fucking happens. Is like
we're having snowball fights in hell tomorrow too.
Well, even if we got to do it, I know sometimes you do your stuff early, Al. So maybe we could even do some early sometime, right?
Look, I'm sorry, PC. I named off all those people, and she went and and hit the links for all of them. I put her to work. I didn't mean to.
Oh Jesus!
She's got carpal tunnel now.
See,
and now
Thanks.
she's leaving.
Thanks,
I ran
Crystal.
away.
Thank you, PC. I love you.
Hey, thanks,
because
PC. I
Don't
love
tell
what
your
you do.
husband.
Holler at
I don't
me.
know how she does it.
Yeah.
And she's everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I've made this joke, and so have other people, that like she and a couple of the other mods that just are on top of everything must like have 19,000 computer screens in their rooms, right?
Got the hotkeys.
They're watching every chat on YouTube at the same time.
We're gonna have
what I'm thinking is they've got like, and I don't know how the hell they do that. Like they never miss a fucking beat anyway.
Yeah.
Like
We're gonna
Diddy's
have to start
security.
a GoFundMe for PC with her carpal tunnel.
Like
I'm
Diddy's
glad
security
I'm
room. Like
I'm glad
Diddy's
that they
security
do with
room.
Diddy's, yeah. Well, and I was thinking maybe they learned how to type like the court stenographers do, right?
Yeah.
Shorthand.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
a
like
long
the
time
ones that
ago,
have
I built a few spaces for a court stenographer firm back in the day, like, and they had all these people doing it, and then they changed their model because they started recording things differently. But man,
well, now they do it by voice.
It was but it was almost all ladies
Mostly,
that did it,
not
and
all.
man, they had all these stations, and they could write the work of Shakespeare in about an hour and a half.
Well,
I
it's
don't know.
shorthand.
That's shorthand, yeah. But they have those
it's real
crazy
shorthand.
little they have those crazy little typewriter things they use, and man, that was wild.
It's a shorthand typewriter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Steno-
short.
stenographer.
A stenographer, is that the wrong
They used
word?
to teach that class in school.
Stenographer.
You know that? Like, you could take a
really?
class in shorthand and learn how to code like that. Like it's because
Oh,
that's what it
I
is.
learned how to type, but I never learned how to do.
Well, I
anything
know
that
it was a
far.
special class. It was special, Al. You
Or-
didn't get to take it.
Yeah,
I
wasn't.
I took typing class in
You
high
didn't
school.
show up.
And it
Too
was-
busy licking windows.
It was 9th hour and it was second semester. And when spring rolled around, it was hard to keep your eyes open in that class.
Oh wow.
Sorry, kids. Back in the old days, we didn't have no air conditioning in the
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, we did. Every single window rolled down in the classrooms.
It was all you could do to keep your
Yeah.
eyes open. It was like, oh, drowsy.
My high
Oh.
school was built in the 1860s.
My parents went to my high school, so it's not open anymore. But yeah, they had their 50. One of my yearbooks has 50th anniversary on it.
That motherfucker's made out of vibranium.
My high school is really
book.
cool though. It has that. It looks like a mini college, you know. It's got the big pillars on the front, you know, and
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
it was a really
Looks
cool
like a
school. They
We
still
don't even
use
think
it.
that cool
It's
here.
they're using it like a teaching center and stuff. So
That's
it's,
what my
they didn't
old
knock it
school
down
looks
or
like, too.
anything. So.
Yeah.
It's just not a high school anymore. All right,
Right.
I gotta run because my kid's gonna jump in the. My kid's gonna jump in the truck here, and I'm afraid he might learn too much.
Don't blame you. Joe
All right.
does cuss a lot.
All right, Al. Talk to you later.
Thanks for
Okay.
popping in, Al. We love you.
All right, it's good to see everybody.
I love you.
And I need my intro.
Love you too, man.
Yeah.
It was a kumbaya.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
I gotta get some.
Okay, you're fine. We're hanging out making fun of Al anyway. I was telling him I loved him.
Oh, you
Matter of
know,
fact, PC is my only.
I figured you heard me yelling I love you and came in.
Was that
I think-
asshole again?
Wasn't asshole said something about being Pope of atheists earlier? I want to know. Do you have the Atheist of the Month award?
Yes. Yes, I do,
Oh, down
Dave.
the bed.
Right now,
Oh, that
Missing Maud's got it. She does
The
more
new one's
good for
right.
us than anybody else does.
But
I like pulling this up every once in a while.
I like it.
probably.
Well, then you can
But yeah, what I'm saying is PC is my only admin I have. Not that I need one.
I'm in,
I'm
an,
allowed-
I'm in an elite club with B.S. Lewis and Titan Uranus. We're in the Atheist of the Month club.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not worthy of that.
Uranus.
Yeah.
Titan Uranus.
There's only like a dozen of us, so we're in an elite club.
That was for who? Bread of Life, wasn't you?
If you come on here and scream Titan Uranus, you'll clip it and you'll be part of a video.
Well, she was big on having all the atheists in there to convert us, but then she decided she sucked at it. So
yeah, God wasn't telling her what to do, right?
Then she said, "Don't come around anymore." So
hey, I want to get SJ.
Oh God, you're trying to kill me.
She said she'd come on my channel. I just got to find a topic. So
I want to get. I want to talk to her.
I've been on her channel for a few minutes. She opened it up one day, and I hopped on.
I want, like I can, if I wanted to talk to a theist, I can go poke Lupin right now and he'll come talk. But
he was really nice. She had a priest on there. He was this guy was really cool. We had a nice conversation, nice little back and forth. Didn't get ugly or nothing. I mean, I know I'm not supposed to talk to certain people on the internet, but I mean, we had a nice discussion. So
yeah, it's.
I don't know the guy from Adam, right? But the father seemed like a nice guy. He seemed hip, He works with the youth boys thing or whatever, basketball or I don't know something.
What I've noticed is no matter who I say I'm going to talk to, there's at least some small group of people that say, "Oh no, don't talk to that person," So if I'm going to talk to anybody, I'm going to have to. Unfortunately, theists have a lot of bad positions, and but if that's not the topic and they start, saying stupid stuff, I'll just end them right there.
I'm not going to talk to Lupin about evolution is stupid. I have no interest, So
right.
But when he said he wanted to talk about Bigfoot, I was like, I'll come on your channel and talk about Bigfoot.
Jess is trying to set up a debate with Otangelo, I think.
Oh Christ.
And hey, here's the thing. Let me tell you this, Dave. Before you do it, let me tell you this. I don't really care for the whole making fun of the way he talks thing that everybody does. I get it. Like, it's not like it makes me mad or anything. And this isn't one of those. This isn't the same outrage thing. It's not outrage. It's just I feel like that. Maybe my experience with him isn't good enough to understand or something, but everybody makes fun of the way he talks instead of addressing, some of the, or they, they don't want to talk to him about it. They just want to
it's just frustration,
I get it. I'm not giving you shit about it. I know you did it before and several other people have too. I don't do
it very well.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't care that other people do it. That's just not the way I feel about it. That's all. So
I've tried to engage. Yeah, I've tried to engage with him numerous times, and I finally we got some emails going back and forth, and then he started telling me, "Oh well, Jesus loves you anyway," or whatever. And it's like, okay, I guess the conversation's over. So
I don't. It's like this. What I'm saying is the point, though. It's like, okay, I don't like that other people do that, but so what? Who gives a fuck? Like. It doesn't change anything.
It's more like some people ask for it. It's like that Andrew Tate piece of garbage, right?
Yeah.
Now, I don't make fun of anybody for thinning hair, okay?
Yeah.
Mine's a little thin on top too, okay? And a lot of us guys and some women too, I guess. A lot of people deal with it. Your hair gets thin, okay? Yeah, it's something we deal with. But you know what? When it happens to him, I make fun of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like Aaron Ra had the thing up about Hovind getting bit in his thumb. So I put out the line like to catch everybody off guard, where it's like, because everybody was laughing about it. And I said, I would never laugh at another human being for getting bit by a snake.
Yeah.
And then I ended it with, well, fortunately, Hovind's not human. So ha 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 ha. You know what I mean?
I get the trolling people thing. Like I get that.
That's
And it's not a thing that upsets me in any way. It's just not my approach. And and that's the thing we need to keep in mind. Like sometimes ignoring people with bad ideas doesn't make it go away.
Well, he's not being serious is the problem. You know what I mean?
Well, now that I will be an asshole about that if I think.
Yeah, he repeats the same. Like he's got cue cards in front of him, right?
Well,
if you go through on my mother's eyes, if you would take the time to go back to wherever he shows up in chats and copy and paste them, guess what? They're this almost word for word the same thing over and over. It's like Behe and some of these other ones. They just have like I say, like hotkeys, and they're just hitting, verse 1, verse 2, verse 3.
Yeah. Well, now, like I always say, I'm willing to have honest discussions with anyone that wants to talk. But once I think that you're just here to read a script, or you're not being an honest, charitable interlocutor. Once I think that's the case,
the word I was looking for. Thank you. Interlocutor. Yeah. There. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. No problem. Come to Kentucky for your big words.
There you go.
But once I think somebody's not being honest or something, then my position changes a bit.
Well, Mike at Answers in Atheism used to play the Benny Hill tune when he showed up until he got copyright strikes for it. So
yeah, that's funny.
They call him the Brazilian douche canoe. Honestly, though, I would love to hang out with the dude and check out some tunes on his audio system
back there.
Yeah. And like with SJ and even with Bread of Life, even though we had a falling out there, I heard both of them mention that they liked the Violent Femmes in passing, Yeah, and I was like, you know what? We could probably go to a Violent Femmes concert and have a blast.
Yeah, no. You know what, Dave? And what you're talking about there is the things that we can agree on and stuff. That's, when JL came on and talked about Bridge the Divide, right? It's the things that we can agree on. Let's talk about those things and be friends, and let's discuss these things in a calm, intellectual way. Don't bring me.
And it's just seeing where everybody's like real people. You know what I mean? You don't have to have the Kalam argument. You don't have to know biology or astronomy or nothing like that. It's just a matter of.
I'll tell you
a lot of people realize, once you talk to somebody, it's like, oh, even though they live around the world in a totally different culture and everything else, they wake up in the morning, they brush their teeth, they have breakfast, they get ready to put the kids to school, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Wow, how about that, right?
I'll tell you a secret. Today I posted a link on my community tab for a page called Chanisthenics, and it's a guy named Chan, and it's a health and fitness page. Well, Chan is an apologist that used to travel and be part of the William Lane Craig camp, and he's friends with Frank Turek and all the, he's on they talk on the phone to each other, and he was a apologist, and really whenever I first started arguing with people and stuff about it, Chan was who I talked to all the time. But I didn't even mention that he was an apologist in the post because that's not what his page is about, and he's not trying to argue and stuff. And I've known him since high school, and so I was just giving his page a boost, because we're doing the same thing. We're both trying to make YouTube videos, and we want people to see them and stuff. And I don't care about Chan's beliefs whenever it comes to. I think he's got a good health and fitness page. He talks about the keto diet and different easy exercises you can do. He lost 60 pounds without exercising at all, and then started exercising and lost all kinds of weight. And he's got a YouTube channel where he's going to show how to do that and go through recipes, and he's doing interviews with professionals and all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be a really good channel. And even though Chan is an apologist, again, of the William Lane Craig flavor, which is silly as hell, I still support him doing that because, I agree that that's a great page. Yeah. I think it was Speed that used the sources posted by Otangelo to debunk what he thought they were saying a few times. Yeah, Otangelo's kind of low-hanging fruit, but
Mike went round and round with him many times, and then he just got tired of saying, that's what you said the last time.
Yeah. I do notice that when he comes in the chat, he always starts off with the same shit about the universe and the Big Bang, and he always starts in the same place. And I'm like, dude, why are the other day he got timed out. Earl timed him out because I was talking to Kurt and we weren't talking shit about him. I think it was Kurt. It might have been somebody else. Actually, no, it was Nitty. And we weren't talking shit about any of that. And Earl timed him out because he just kept going on and on and on about the same shit. And it's like, dude, nobody's addressing you. We're not talking about that. Like, if you want to come on and have a conversation, I told him to email me and we could set up a debate or a talk or whatever the fuck he wanted to do. But he doesn't want to do that. He wants to show up in my chat and say the same old shit about, you think the universe came from nothing. And it's like, no, I don't think that God created.
Well, he said it himself. He's got like 10 sock accounts because he gets bounced everywhere and he's got to sneak back in with all his socks.
Well, I unbounced Blessed Be He, but I haven't seen her visit yet. So I went back and unblocked everybody except for the one that porn bombed me. And
I was there.
Yeah, that was good porn.
I was there when it happened to Rebecca at Bread of Life too. She didn't know what to do. She panicked. She put her hands up over her own camera.
Oh no!
It was hilarious and adorable, in a way, she didn't know what to do. But see, she had up like the max. She had like 10 or 12 people on the screen, so it was small squares, and it was dark. So at first, nobody really even noticed because it just looked like somebody didn't have good lighting. And then it kind of, oh, wait a minute, that's a tiny little nub they've got out there.
Currently, the StreamYard subscription that we're using still leaves that one watermark up there. I can kind of move it around, but and it only allows, I think, 10 people, and I can only stream to 2 places. But it doesn't run out till December. So if I change my subscription now, I imagine I don't save that money. So I guess I'll wait till December to upgrade to a version to where I can have 12
Ain't no
people
big deal.
on.
Lots of people have it on.
Yeah.
I
don't care about that thing. I care about I want to be able to stream to multiple places is my thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to start streaming to Facebook, Twitter, and everywhere at the same time.
Just check the thing because I upgraded, so I don't have the watermark. I've got extra people and everything. But they wanted me to double the price to have twin cameras. And I was like, what?
You can do that. If you're smart, you can do it without that.
Yeah, well, I got a laptop right here, so what I can do is I can turn on my laptop and invite
and join
myself.
From there. Yeah.
Ta-da. Yeah, they wanted to double the price.
You can do it with OBS too.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, just read your plan. You know what I mean? Because they've got different plans, so make sure you aren't paying for something you don't need.
We were well aware of what we were getting with the plan. Azzo actually paid for it, but we were aware of what we were getting. And in fact, we liked it because the plan that we have isn't even listed on their page. You have to ask for it specifically.
Yeah, because we were talking about it because I had just done mine for a year because they offered me a deal. It was like, I saved like a couple months buying the whole year. So
and that's what I think we paid $137 for a whole year. I think that's what it was. I'm almost certain that's what it was. But we did that, but now the channel's grown and we're to a point to where we can, we need to stretch out a little bit more. And so I'll just keep pushing, doing YouTube and Twitch for now, and I'll work on the Twitch end of it, building that up. I may even do some streams from Twitch to YouTube rather than from StreamYard to Twitch, if you know what I mean. And because we've already got people that are watching the show on Twitch. But as we go, I'm going to expand into YouTube, Twitter. I don't know if I'm going to do that other one.
I'll tell you one thing about doing the multi-channels, though. If I run my captive desk and my Grassman, my camera bogs down on me.
Yeah.
So just so you know, StreamYard kind of has a bandwidth limit to whatever the word is.
Yeah.
Just be careful on how many you try to run if you have your camera on. If you go to just voice, it's okay. But as soon as I open the other one to check, the chat going on over there, my camera starts glitching.
Well,
and I usually don't have any problems. I'm hardwired and everything. So
if it gives me problems, I'll drop it because the whole idea of expanding to those other places are just to drive people to the YouTube channel.
Well, just like I say again, like
the YouTube channel is the baby.
Yeah, if you want to do that, get yourself like a little Chromebook or something so you can, run the other one on that. Yeah, because if it's otherwise you'll bog down. So yeah.
Well,
just something I learned, I'd pass it on to you.
So as much as I don't, sometimes I talk about the money the channel makes and stuff, but I try not to like put that out there a whole lot. But if the channel keeps doing as well as it's done, I should be able to upgrade my computer very soon. So far as revenue, since the channel's monetized, it's doubled every paycheck, and cool. This month will be a $700 paycheck. So
nice.
If it continues to do that, I'll definitely be able to upgrade my computer and stuff. And but this month I'm kind of on the fence because I really, 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 really need a car to live my life, and but at the same time I want to fix my studio up, and I think I'm gonna have to go with the car though. Honestly, I mean, like,
get that taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All my, if you want to help though, all my studio stuff is on my Amazon wish list. It's in the description of all my videos.
you can upgrade as you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
no,
something like that is something. You need that right now. So.
Yeah, I've done a little bit over there and stuff, and I really need to get some soundproofing panels, and I need to get some lights and stuff specifically. And I've got a desk, and I've got the screens to do it. I've got 3 screens in my room now. Now I have a 50-inch right in front of me, a 32-inch to the right, and a 44-inch to the left. So I've got plenty of screens.
I don't do the air conditioner unless I have to. So like right now, I wouldn't record because I got the windows open. Wind
Can you
chimes,
hear my air conditioner?
Birds. No, all I hear is what I've got going on over here. So.
Oh, okay. So you can't hear mine coming through the stream though.
No, I hear. Cool. I can hear the breeze outside and the wind chimes and stuff. Can you hear them? You hear the wind chimes? Do you hear wind chimes?
Let me turn it up some. If I had my headphones on, I probably could.
Yeah, that's how I know. It's because you need a good breeze to get the wind chimes going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Shit, we didn't have a breeze here today. It was all hot sun, no breeze at all, just hot air.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't, like I say, she was Mrs. Dust said something about getting the air conditioning in the window, and I'm like, I don't know yet. We don't do it unless we have to, because
I have to run my window air conditioner if I'm in my room, because if not, it gets like damp down here. Like if I turn the air off, there's no vents or anything in my room. So if I don't have some kind of air moving, it gets damp and feels nasty down here. And well, it is nasty down here, but I live in a basement.
I got shorts and no shirt on. That's my summer attire.
I was going to stream without a shirt today, but I was afraid it would offend somebody. I mean, you can't see my man titties. All you would see is my chest and maybe a little bit of my tattoo.
But even in the wintertime with the house closed up with traffic and everything and stuff, usually I do my recordings in the evening, when the, all that noise has died down, because even with the house sealed up, you can still pick it up. So
I thought you weren't a member, Jess. Looks like you are. You can come on if you want, Jess. The link's pinned. It's up to you. You don't have to. I know you've been busy doing other things, so I understand if you don't. We need to do a show with just Jess, though, one day, don't we? Need to get that set up, too. Yeah. Jess is the one that was talking to me about debating Otangelo, though. I'm all for it. I mean, if we've got I'm for talking to anybody that wants to have an honest conversation. And as bad as Otangelo's ideas are, and as much as he just repeats the same shit, I mean, at least it's not awful, horrific, bigoted shit like some of them do, Like,
well, he does have some
bad.
He has gotten in trouble for saying certain things about folks, but
he got kicked off the line, didn't he?
Probably. He's usually civil. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
However,
hey,
some things he shouldn't have probably said, but most of the time he is civil. So.
Yeah. He's willing to talk and listen and have back and forth, which is hard to find. A lot of them just want to, preach at you or like Lupin, just not hear anything you say and go on. I mean, at least he discusses what you're talking about.
You think you're a rock. You came from a rock. It's like, I came from a rock.
So check it out, Regios. My house it's stuck in a hillside, right? So only the back wall of the basement is exposed to the sun, and the rest of it is buried in a hillside. So what happens is the sun rises behind my house and hits that backside first, and it gets warm in the morning, and then about 1 o'clock in the morning, the bricks release all that heat, and it starts getting hot in here at night, even though we're buried in the side of a hill. But for the most part, you could stay down here without an air conditioner, and it doesn't get too hot, but it does get, uncomfortably hot. So I like to be comfortable.
When I was younger, I would go outside, sit in the lawn chair. As I got older, though, I got to the point where it's like I cannot sit, and try to have dinner and stuff. You know what I mean? When you're sweating.
I'm a high maintenance hoe.
So I said, I broke down one day and I went and bought one of the big ass window air conditioners. So
yeah,
it kicks. I mean, I've
got a little one room. See, this house actually has central heat and air, just not in my side of the basement at all. There's no vents at all over here. They're throughout the rest of the house, though.
When we replaced the furnace, we were young and poor, and
well, you can't see it.
Said you want to add the central air, and it's like can't afford it. But
let's see if we can do it like that. Cover up the light, something might help.
I say I got a huge window air conditioner, so
you see the end.
Yep.
I love this little knife. It's not very big, about hand size, but I like the little hole at the end, and it's just a nice little slim knife to carry as a pocket knife. I'll have to send it to Trees and let him assess it.
I was gonna say, watch out, Trees will get you hooked on buying knives.
I want to buy one of them Joker knives. Those things are badass. Those are nice knives. I really, really like those. Yeah. Yeah. Trees, man, he does a great job on those videos, doesn't he? He just
I just told him the other day.
I do have an Amazon wish list. We were just talking about that.
For building the studio. Thanks to him, I've got other ones showing up in my feed now, and so I kind of say, hey, that one guy was doing this, maybe an idea for you, So,
yeah.
There's other knife reviews. The one guy was doing a mini hatchet review.
Yeah,
and, Trees does a lot of survival stuff, and I thought, hey, mini hatchet, survival, they like small things, so.
Yeah, he could do even some of those little Ferricium fire starters and different tools, survival tools other than knives, but he does an excellent job with the knives, and he really shows you how sharp they are and shows you, how they come out of the box, and thank you, PC. And thank you. I had to look and see what you did there. Trees does an awesome job showing off those knives, but yeah, I agree. He could do some other survival tools, and he has shown some other stuff.
He said he's talking to a guy that does hatchets or something like that, so that'll probably be something upcoming. So.
Yeah.
Another company he can take a look at.
Yeah, I really like. I want one of those Joker knives really bad though, because those are really, really nice. Like as far as because I've got little knives and I've got 4 or 5 knives right here around me somewhere. But
you see that display rack? That display rack he has behind him sometimes. It's all full. It's all full.
Yeah, I know. It's full of knives. He's got all kinds of them. But I really like. I really like how he does it though. And there are other channels that do reviews in kind of the same way. they show off the knife and then they hard.
Yeah, all he really needs to do is upgrade his stuff as he goes along. Get a little better camera and stuff as he goes along. And other than that, though, he's got the basics down.
He did receive his book, by the way. He got it. So
yep, I saw that post.
Yeah, he was happy with it. And hell, I don't even have a copy of that book. I've got the Audible version, and I've listened to it. But I want to buy a copy. I want to get a signed copy though when I buy it. I think I can get that from Aaron. I can buy it off him, I think. But
I wish you could go overseas and come over here to do a lecture sometime, so we can get my book signed.
Yeah. I want to get. I've got books I want to get signed too, but I've got. I don't know. I've still got. Hold on.
I got Dan Barker's book, so if I can ever get near him.
Of Dave Warnock's book.
Yep.
And I just want to get some others to just some signed books from other creators.
I have one signed book, and it was from some Christian author that asked me, if I send you my book, will you read it? And I said, can we talk about it back afterwards? And I didn't hear back from him, so I didn't read it. But it is autographed.
Well, now this guy, Dave.
Maybe someday I'll go through it.
I've talked about this before, and I've showed it to you for sure, Dave. Mm-hmm. But this Dan Dorson, he's from West Virginia, and when I first started streaming, he sent me a message and said, "Hey, can I send you a copy of my book, and you can check it out?" And this book, I use it as a reference book. It's awesome because, like, what you can do with it is like name some pseudoscience bullshit. Just name something. It doesn't matter. It can be cryptids or religion or anything.
Creationism.
Yeah, there's all kinds of that in here. But you can go to the index.
That's what I just did yesterday, so that's fresh in my brain.
Yeah, you can go into the index of this book, and it'll tell you.
You know me. You can pick any of those, Joe. UFOs, aliens,
it's got
Bigfoot.
You can't see it, but it's got a chapter on plant-based beliefs, animal-based beliefs.
Oh, speaking of the plants thing, has everybody heard that if you play certain music, your plants will grow better?
Yeah, that's debunked.
Turns out the plants grow better because the person likes the music and takes better care of their plants.
Yeah, they hang out and work on the plants. Forensic anthropology, Nazca, all the cryptids are in here. Well, not all, but a lot of them. All the big ones. There's Mothman is in here.
Mothman just picked up a couple of views.
So. Halotherapy is in here. Aromatherapy, chiropractic medicine, vitalism.
But see, now some of that stuff, though, I do give. I mean, aromatherapy. I mean, everybody likes some smell good.
Mycelium is amazing.
When I go outside and certain flowers or my roses are popping, and you get that whiff, and it's just like, wow, that's so nice.
I don't know how much you know about mycelium, PC, but it is one of the most interesting topics in botany and stuff. Mycelium is amazing. How that works.
So yeah, some of these things, and like I say, there are cures for things that work to a point. It's like if you have an upset stomach, try some ginger tea or something like that. If that doesn't work, don't keep drinking it thinking it's going to work. That's the time you have to call the doctor. You know what I mean? But some things I will give some credit to if they're not like over, abused or whatever you want to call it.
On Star Trek Discovery, which isn't the greatest show, but they talk about the mycelium network and how they're traveling instantly in their spaceship is through the mycelium network. But all of that aside, that's stupid, right? But the parts where they actually talk about how the mycelium is networked and messages back and forth and knows to do the things it does and stuff, it is very, very interesting. Mycelium is really neat. it's something else. Let me ask you a question, Dave. So there are, and just see how you would explain this off the top of your head. I'm not expecting you to give me the professional answer or anything, but so there are.
Thank Bigfoot.
There are types of sea plants, an anemone that, or coral even that bloom at certain types. Let's use instead of that, let's use what's that stuff? The red tide stuff, the algae stuff.
The red blooms.
Yeah. Now that blooms at a certain time every year, and it all blooms at the same time. And the interesting thing is that you can take some of that and put it in a bucket under your kitchen sink, and it'll still bloom at the exact same time all the others do. And how do you explain that without communication? Okay.
Well,
it's a good one.
I would say it's some in inheritance. There's just like a timer or something, but
yeah. I think that's probably the answer.
They say a lot of these things are timed with, full moons and everything and stuff.
Right.
But that's kind of a top down, bottom up thing. You know what I mean? It could just be that,
Even if the algae out in the field blooms late, where the other algae will still bloom at the exact same time. It knows. So it must have some kind of timer that's
I think it was
it
Ember.
Must be a more delicate system than we understand, I
think it was Ember that said the cottonwoods or something pop at pretty much the same day every year, but this year because of climate change, it was early.
Yeah. But mycelium is interesting like that too, because mycelium actually has like what resembles a neural network, and I'm not saying that it is that. I'm saying it just resembles that, and it's just capable of some amazing things. Mycelium's a really interesting topic.
Well, Mike likes to talk about consciousness and all these kind of things a lot, so we delve into a lot of that stuff. And there's simple organisms interact, plants and trees interact.
Do you think take the bristlecone pine for example?
Yeah.
Is the bristlecone pine the one with the root structure? No, it's a forest.
It was in my video yesterday. The bristlecone pine is about 5,000 years old.
There's a forest.
The aspen colony of clones is 80,000 years old.
So do you think that that root structure that allows it to be the same organism, only just producing clones, do you think that it has some form of communication, or that it seems like it does, doesn't it? I mean, I'm uneducated on this topic, and I'm just a dipshit from Kentucky. I'm not saying that it does, but it kind of seems like there's a lot there we don't understand.
Closer to Truth just had a guy on yesterday, I believe, talking about the plant thing. Yeah. And he said there are plants that if a beetle is chewing on a leaf, it'll emit basically a smell.
A pheromone.
And then the other leaves know to put out the anti-beetle repellent stuff in their leaves.
Yeah.
So
isn't that amazing?
It's a way of smelling. Now they're doing it without a nose, but it's still these, molecules are triggering something.
Yeah, the environment does drive evolution, but it turns out the environment is part of evolution itself, and it's really, really neat. And this always brings me back to something I talk about sometimes on my channel, is that it's not that we're just these one of the things that people forget when they're arguing about life and all that stuff, we're not just life forms that live on the face of the earth. We are part of the life on the earth. We are part of it. Like it's all, we can't survive outside of our the earth without some kind of protection. And
that's the big revelation Darwin had.
We are part of
all
it.
Related.
It's all one thing. Life isn't all these individual things. Life
every time Hovind says you think you're related to a banana or something, it's like, yes, I do, and I think that's freaking amazing that we are all related. It's not a dig in any way. I think that's freaking amazing. No.
Yeah,
it's
when they say that to me, I'm like, yeah, isn't that the coolest thing ever?
All the divergence, all the divergence that had to happen with the plants and the animal kingdom to get us to a banana and a person. Yeah, that's freaking amazing.
Whenever you, and that's the thing that drives me nuts with creationists specifically, is because it's like you have a book that you says just already tells you the answer to everything. Meanwhile, in the real world, we're looking about these things and learning about it, and we learn more and more, and it's so much more amazing than saying God did it. Like it is so much more interesting than just saying I have all the answers. I don't want to look at it.
I'm done with the presuppers. I'll say, okay, fine, your God did it, and your God did it with a big bang and evolution.
Yeah.
So there you go. Now what are you going to say?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's
because almost all the religious people in a majority accept the Big Bang and evolution, and somehow God did it. So I can side with the majority of religious people and use their argument. It was the Big Bang, it was evolution, and okay, your God did it, and it doesn't seem to have shown up since.
No. Computational phylogenetics comparing eukaryotes revealed that fungi are closely related to us than to plants. And that's really interesting. Me and Jess were talking about phylogenetic trees earlier, and one of the really cool things is whenever you're looking at these different clades and stuff, is you find that there's some members of those clades that are more closely related to us than they are to other, like beavers, for example, or moles. Moles is a big one because mole rats aren't all mole rats, and you find these connections, and you can just look at a phylogenetic tree and the forms that we're aware of, the ones that we've discovered, and just that tree, I feel like puts you in a position to where if you're going to deny evolution, you have to do it dishonestly, because it is obvious that evolution is the answer. I mean, like we know evolution is a fact. The theory of evolution is different from the fact that evolution does take place. The theory of evolution is for those things that we don't, we have the theory to explain the evolution that we haven't witnessed, that we haven't observed. But we do observe actual evolution, not only on the species, not only, changes through inheritance, but we also see changes between species. We see speciation. We have observed it. It is a fact. It takes place. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but it's like when you take all that and you're looking at a phylogenetic tree, though, and you see how these animals evolved from one form into many, and how a common ancestor branches off, and those forms, evolve into many. When you look at that, and we have many of these in the fossil record, we know for a fact that these transitional species did exist. So whenever you look at that, it's really hard to deny evolution. And that's why whenever I asked Aaron to come on, my first thing was to talk about the phylogeny challenge, because the phylogeny challenge destroys creationism on its own. There, because as soon as you try to point to one of the kinds, there's always a form that precedes that, right? And if you point to the ape kind, then humans are also apes, which we are. But there's no getting away from that. Because you can see the steps take place. You can see Lucy and
if you corner them, they're just going to say it's magic. They're going to say, all these things happen, but it only happened in the last 4,000 years.
Yeah, Jesus did
like
it.
Bill Nye pointed out to Ken Ham, you would have to have species just popping into existence before our eyes
every day.
Yeah, and not evolved ones, you know. Yeah, things just popping out of thin air.
Yeah, no, you would need not six new forms every day, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, that's ridiculous. And you know, but then you have people like Mark Stoney who are aware that there's no way to get out of that corner. So what they say is God created it to look old. And thank you, Grayson. Is Grayson here? I didn't see Grayson.
Maybe Grayson video.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, I see. He told you about it. Yeah. And it's just, you know, evolution is beautiful, but it doesn't require any supernatural activity to be beautiful. It's beautiful because of what nature has done to preserve life. I mean, like, it's just.
And yesterday with my video, I didn't have to cover everything. All I had to do was debunk him. And what I like to do is, like I say, he brought up the bristlecone pine proves there was a flood about 5,000 years ago because it's the oldest tree. And then I said, okay, we're going to do trees. Then I pulled right back up. Here's a clone that's 80,000 years old. I said, I don't have to prove the universe or the earth is billions of years old. All I have to show is by the same way they determine that tree is 5,000 years old, that he accepts is the same way they accept these other trees are 80,000 years old.
You know, it's also interesting because in that flood narrative, they never mentioned, because plants are living things, right? They never mentioned the plants though, because all plants would have been destroyed. There would be no plant life to expand across the earth.
They use the coconut as an example that it can float across the ocean and then sprout. Yeah. It's like, but not all seeds are made like coconuts.
And also, if you're going to make that argument, you still have the problem of even if the seeds float around and stuff, you have to have a population. You can't start like that. It just won't work that way. Yeah. I mean, sure, you could grow some vegetation and stuff, but what seeds can set in water for 10 months? Please, I'll wait. I mean, like, and even coconuts, they rot.
Well, and then you've got salted. Fragile. You've got salted soil because you'd at least have mostly a high salinity.
Yep.
So
which we don't see.
Yeah, you know how well crops grow in salt? Not very good.
Yeah.
There's only a few plants that can do it.
PC's right. How did he make plants before the sun? Did he not understand photosynthesis? Exactly. So God made plants, right? And made all those and put them everywhere. And there was no death, so nobody was eating anything because you would be killing plants too doing that. He made plants living things, but didn't tell anybody about that in the Bible. But also, he hadn't created the sun yet.
Yeah, did you see Alex O'Connor and Dinesh D'Souza talking about Genesis?
No.
Alex is asking him about, the earth made before the sun and everything. And he's like, well, I don't remember that in Genesis. Can you show me that verse? And Alex looked at him like, day 4?
Yeah.
I don't have a Bible in front of me, but...
it's the first page, dude. Open it up and look.
What a Slimer. He tried to wiggle out of what Genesis says. He is such a Slimer.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And, well, I mean, right now what I'm talking about with this isn't necessarily, I mean, sure, it's always my purpose to inform bad ideas with good ideas, supported ideas. But not just that. I mean, just talking about the beauty of how it actually works in the natural world. And I think that, just the whole argument of saying, well, God did it. And I feel like you think that this is something that's so amazing and stuff that God, you project onto us that we think the universe came from nothing. Meanwhile, you think that God made it from nothing and then made people out of dirt and put a spell on them. And then made women out of ribs. Like that, you're the one with the outrageous claim there I say that natural processes led to everything we see today, and that we can observe most of those natural processes to this day. The ones we didn't observe in the past, though, we have to have theories and not speak in absolutes, because we can't say for certain that this is the same process that's taken place with those things, but all the evidence supports that. And while we're talking about evidence, it supports that exclusively. See, any fact that a creationist tries to give you that they say supports the flood narrative or a young earth or whatever, anything that they try to call evidence, which they do give evidence, it's just bad evidence, because evidence is supposed to point to your conclusion to the exclusion of other conclusions, at least as much as possible, right? But whenever you're using the same facts that we observe, and then you're saying, oh, well, no, this is this way because it's actually, from a worldwide flood, the geologic column or whatever. Let's use that. The problem you have is that the things that you're pointing to as evidence support deep time and evolution. So if it supports my argument as well, then where are we? They cancel out, and you've said nothing at that point. So what piece of evidence do you have that directly points to a young earth or a worldwide flood? What piece of evidence supports that to the exclusion of all other conclusions?
Are you ready for it? Were you there?
Magic, yeah.
Were you there?
Miracle. It was a miracle.
Ken Ham, were you there? Yeah. If you weren't there, you cannot say that it happened. Of course, he wasn't there when any of his stuff happened.
No, we weren't there. That's why we study it, And this shit about science is always changing. Yes.
Oh, he can choke on it.
They to dig at science, but it's the whole fucking point.
You see, one of the recent people he hired, like last year or so ago, was a forensics expert.
Yeah.
That's one field that he should completely dispute because you weren't there. But he hired a forensics expert, so he can choke on all his baloney.
Yeah. Well, also they like to say this. Oh shit! It was related to the "you weren't there" thing, but
were you there?
Oh, they like to point to the Bible and say, well, the Bible is the most printed book in history, and its popularity. I know it's a fallacious argument, but anyway, they point to this, and it's like, okay, well, you've had 2,000 years to find anything that supports the narrative in the Bible. Where is it? Where is any of it? Because apologia has been a word since then. Where is it? Where is the apologetic that supports your conclusion to the exclusion of at least my conclusion, right? Where is anything that supports the existence of a supernatural? Where is anything that supports a young earth or a worldwide flood or
they don't have to. They just block you.
Or, yeah. Or
you ask a tough question. Timeout. Frank Turek too. I've never been timed out so much as I was on Capturing Griftianity when Frank Turek was on there. Since the last time I was in a Frank Turek chat.
Right.
Time out. Oh yeah, okay, here we go.
I go around and I get involved sometimes in chat and stuff, but usually if it's a really good topic, the chat's going so fast that I like to actually talk to people and interact, and I don't get to do that a lot. But there's a lot of places I prowl and watch, like I see Maya's here. I was watching Bad Science Sunday. I just didn't. I said hi at the beginning to everybody and then just sat back and listened to it. I don't always interact, but I try to get around and watch as much of other people's content as I can. But I mean, there's only so many fucking hours in the day here in Kentucky, so I don't know what you guys do elsewhere, but I run out of time.
You gotta do 2 times speed, and you gotta skim through and look for the graph that shows up on. I don't know. Yeah, mine does on premium, but it shows the graph and then you look for the hot spots and you check the hot spots. That's the only way you can keep up.
Yeah. No, it's you know, I like to and I wish I could do like some of these other mods and stuff and go and take part in 5 chats at the same time. I mean, I bet PC's talking on 3 other channels while she's talking to us right now. But my mind only works 1 track at a time, so I apparently smoked myself stupid back in the day. But
and sometimes it's impossible. You have, you know, half a dozen of your favorites all streaming at the same time. It's pretty tough.
Yeah, and I hate to you know, it's never my it's never my goal to step on somebody else's stream, especially a smaller channel or whatever. Like, I don't care if the line is having a show. I mean, they got thousands of people watching. Me taking, you know, 15 or 20 of them away ain't gonna hurt them. So but I try not to stream during other shows, but sometimes that's hard to do. And also, I don't get to just pick and do things when I want. I have to do them when I can. Well, I can't coordinate my work schedule with that. So, and also though, like through the week though, I mean, my shows have been on Sunday at 2 p.m. for forever, and that's where they're going to stay. I don't care who ends up streaming at that time. I'm going to stay Sunday at 2 p.m. for the foreseeable future anyway. I'm not saying it won't ever change. And then I do a Monday show, which has always been around 6 or 7. And I'm going to keep that. Now, through the week, and we do trivia at 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. We do it every week, and we always have. I don't care to change things if there's a reason to change them, but, you know, I'm going to stick to that. Now, like these kind of streams, these are members-only streams. I don't feel like this counts because this is for the members, you know, that you've either been gifted or you support the channel financially. And if you want to come and interact and stuff, whenever we have these, then you can. If you don't have to, and it's not a thing, you know. Like, I still try not to purposely step on other channels, but I don't get all bent out of shape about trying, you know, especially with my member streams. Like, I just do this whenever I want to go and be social.
Well, Maya's got the solution. Y'all need to coordinate.
Yeah. We don't do that here in Kentucky, Maya.
Well, and a lot of it, you know, a lot, like Maya has Sunday evening, you know, and you've got Sunday afternoon. A lot of people have their little slots, but, you know, and Mark and Ember, you know, in the 8, 9 o'clock time, and but then you got all the ones they just pop on, you know. So
no, and I mean, my member streams, I do that, but my other stuff is all scheduled, and it's I get you, Maya. You're saying I can't take a joke. You know what? I think it's funny whenever I do a stream, and like I'll do my regular stream that I do every week at 2 o'clock, and people will show up and say, "Hey, so and so streaming," and I'm like, "What? Why? Like, why did you come to my show and say that though? Like, are you trying to say that there's something better to watch, so everybody should go watch that?" Thanks, I appreciate that.
Drop that in the end. Say, hey, when this is over.
Yeah. But
well, you can redirect now too, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because now, if there's somebody that starts streaming, we can redirect. I want to ban people when they do that. What are we banning people for? When they can't take a joke? I don't. What are we banning people for?
Did you mention ban? I know how to do that.
Yeah, I had to go unban a bunch of people.
The only one you could have got from me would be Beehee. And
what you just said, Joe, Maya said, yeah, popping in like that's kind of rude, saying, hey, somebody else's stream. Yeah.
I mean,
when somebody's saying, hey, we're going to wrap things up, and then you can say, hey.
Yeah, go check out.
Go check them out.
If you do it that way, I will redirect to a channel if I can. But like coming on
not
whenever I start my stream
beginning.
and saying,
Yeah.
hey, Mark Reed's streaming, and he's been streaming for 3 hours. Like, okay, cool. Like, I get it. Like, but like that's like, you know, you're like telling everybody, hey, there's a better person streaming over here, and it kind of, you know, it doesn't, I don't get mad about this. I don't take it seriously enough to get mad as far as the streaming end of it, like that part. I get passionate about, you know, people misrepresenting science and stuff, but like the streaming part of it, like that's child shit to me. And like, but to come on my channel and tell people that to go watch something else is rude. It's just not nice.
Well, like I'm on with Mike a lot over at Answers in Atheism, and I'll get a text that says, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, not much. Streaming 30 minutes. Okay." You know what I mean? So
yeah.
You know, he gets, you know, a topic and he's like, he wants to talk about it. And, you know, he sends me a text and next thing you know, we're on. So
I don't mind, like, no. And especially like if we're in the middle of the stream and we're talking about something like evolution and you're like, hey, Mark Reed's doing a thing right now where he's talking about evolution. That's cool, because then it's like, hey guys, yeah, check out Mark. He's doing this. And we may even go look at it during the stream if you you know, if you do it the right way. But just coming on and saying, hey, so-and-so streaming, like, why that's rude. It's not nice.
Well, before we started yesterday, Scott told me backstage about Erica and everything, and maybe we should mention it during the show. And I said, okay. So we were going along, and then we had a little break, and I said, hey, Scott, why don't you go ahead and tell folks, you know what I mean? And yeah, we plugged, you know, go over to Erica, go over to
and I mean,
Dino and support them, you know. So
she did what, like a 12-hour stream yesterday or something.
I think, something.
I mean, yeah, so you're
like
not
9 hours when I saw it. Yeah.
You know, if you've got the time to do a video or whatever, and you're wanting to do it, then of course you can't avoid when somebody's streaming all day long. But I think just like you said there, but yeah, hey, because Gutsy Gibbon, Erica, she does a wonderful job, and so telling your people like, hey, you know, we're wrapping up or whatever, but Erica's got a great show that's been going on all day. Like, I think that's, you know, what you should do. You know, I think there's a way to do things, but people in the chat want to try and run things from the chat sometimes.
That's what I mean. Well, even with us, you know what I mean? We coordinated, as Maya said before the show. So yeah, it wasn't just like, hey, you know, welcome to the Captive Desk. By the way, all these other people are streaming. We just took the opportunity. And then I said, hey, Scott, you know, and, you know, so Scott, you know, laid it out. And I believe Crystal or somebody was there dropping the links. And looks like she's doing right now.
Yeah. When you have a stream with a ton of viewers that's going on at the same time, it's like there's different etiquettes, I think, because you know, like
we had 100 some between our two channels, and Erica was running at like 900, so she was doing all right.
It's hard to take part in that chat too, you know, and actually have a conversation with anyone. So you may want to stream to actually have a conversation. I mean, this is part of my social life. So, you know, I'm interested in talking to people. That's what I like to do. And, you know, so there's a way to do things, but like, if there's a big channel that's streaming forever or has something that, you know, has 1,000 people watching, and I want to come on and do my thing for the 15, 20, 40 people that show up or whatever, the people that are in the inner circle are always here. You know, there's a group that shows up to almost everything I do. And so I may want to hang out and talk with those people, and it's not to compete or to be rude to that other channel, but I'm not going on that other channel either and posting in the chat, hey, the Kentucky Atheist is on right now, you know. Like,
well, Mike and I dual stream a lot, and one of the ones we did recently, I got a ton of views on it, and he didn't. So I was kind of, I mean, it's cool and all, but I kind of felt bad he didn't get, you know, a bunch of views too. So that's why yesterday I told him, well, you come on my channel, I'll shoot you back some views. So we checked afterwards. He had like 50 and it was up to like 75. I said, well, you can take that off my tab.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's yeah, and I guess this is just like everything else we discuss when it comes to bad ideas. It's all about intention. What is your intention? Yeah, kiss my ass, Azo.
Well, we like the dual stream because it pulls in more viewers, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Azo's trolling me is what it is.
But I always try to remember to put the link up that it's, you know, on Mike's channel, but then, you know, this one was on my channel. And so, yeah, you know, you share it around, right? So.
And I just set that hook deep.
I think my keyboard's had better days. You like my colored keys? I love this keyboard.
I got a light up job right now.
Yeah. Well, you know, we try to be courteous to each other and civil and nobody's well, some people may be, but I'm never trying to especially punch down. You know, I'm never trying to step on, be like, oh, that channel's nothing, I'm going to go ahead and stream, even though I know we have a lot of the same audience. Like, I'm never doing anything like that.
Most of the folks are pretty cool. You know, you go on and like me and everybody, you know, we mention, hey, you know, such and such. And if it's Sunday, you're going to say, hey, Maya's on later, you know, Ember's on later, whatever. So,
yeah, if your intention is to have small talk and we're talking about it, that's different. If your intention is to say, hey, there's something better to watch, you're an asshole.
And like you said, the big channels, it's hard to chat because it's scrolling by so fast you can't even find or you know, even if somebody replies, it might scoot by so fast you don't even see it anyway.
And if they slow the chat down so that you can read it, then you have 2 minutes before you can talk to somebody. Sometimes, you know, like it's and if you're trying to answer 2 or 3 people, especially as a creator, you know, it's hard to talk to people when they ask things and stuff.
I ducked in, I gave a like, I dropped a hello, I watched for a few minutes, so it got the, you know, a full view time frame, whatever.
But that's one of the beauties. That's one of the beauties of being a smaller channel, is the interpersonal communication. I mean, you can be more personable with people because you have a smaller community to deal with, of course. Once things blow up to like the size of the line, and I'm not hitting on the line, they do good at what they do. But once you get something to that size, you can no longer then you have to just go on with the show and put on whatever act or whatever you're going to do, you know. And
you need a producer or somebody that's sitting there looking through the chat. Yeah. Well, it's like Godless Engineer has his missus, you know, as a producer. So you got those other eyes. So while you're doing your stuff, somebody else's eyes are scanning for you.
I agree. And you know, like I'm sitting here talking to you two right now. If every single person in the chat left, I would still sit here and talk to you two, because it's not my it's not my goal to. I mean, sure, I love growing the community and interacting with the community and stuff, but if we're having a conversation, I want to talk to you guys. If other people want to listen to that conversation, fine. And if they don't, I'm cool with that too. I get it. Like
Regios is coordinated. Right. He had our stream up in one window while listening to Erica. So see, there you go.
Yeah.
Problem solved. Appreciate you watching. The only thing with Mike is he's usually not a late nighter. When he's on late, it's a rarity. He wanted to kick up Saturday night at the Atheists again, but he only did it like once, and I think he's reconsidered because he gets tired. He's up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. He's an early riser.
Oh, we both did it at the same time. Hey, thanks, Barnaby, for another super sticker. I'm going right now to see what that super sticker was. Oh, it's 2 hands. What's that called? You know, fist bump. Fist bump. Yeah.
Mike needs to catch a good nap like he did yesterday, Maya. We were a little late yesterday because Mike was napping, and But he was on it though when he was all recharged and ready. So
Barnaby's asking about your condition, Azo.
Give me a second. I'm pissed off typing right now. No, I'm doing good, Pinworm. Thanks, or Barney.
Who are you bitching at? What channel
we just
are you
dropped
on?
in to see
Yours.
the condition my condition was in.
Who are you pissed off on here bitching at? Me?
Oh, you'll see here in a second. You don't worry about it, mister.
I guess so. I guess it's to me.
I was sitting there wondering. It's like it's after 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Make sure Azzo's all right. Not that we cared or anything, but we wanted to trivia. So.
Well, I did trivia last night. Sorry.
Azzo was quickly forgotten.
I tried to use my best game show voice. I don't know if anybody caught that, but
I was listening. I was grilling and having dinner with my son, but I was listening.
I tried to do good for you guys.
You stepped in fine.
I'm no Azzo, but I tried to at least make it, trivia anyway.
Yeah, you made it trivial.
People say you asked them, you want to play? And they're like, yeah, we're here to play. So you did. And that was really cool. So, I know you were tired, probably busting your butt all day, but that was cool.
Yes, I was.
Nobody care about you, Azzo.
No shit. My sympathy's over with already. Oh, well. At least I ain't married.
As soon as we found out you were okay, it was like, oh, okay, that fucker.
Yeah. Yeah, what I heard was that he prayed for me, so that's why I'm better.
Oh, okay.
Somebody prayed for me one day. I think it was Lupin.
Did it burn?
Oh, I was right about something? Holy shit.
It burns. It burns.
There just may be a God yet.
Yeah, I want to pray for you stuff, and I was like, okay, go. Like I can think of better ways to spend your time, but if that's what you want to do, you're free to do it. It ain't my fucking channel. Like,
well, Seth Andrews says in every one of those, I'll pray for you or bless you is a tiny little fuck you.
Yeah.
Bless his heart.
And as
bless his heart, yeah, fuck you.
About your angry typing to me, you're right. You're exactly right. My bad. I'll go
and
back.
The one the he that I said, that doesn't bother me as much as the other one, just for the fact that
we'll give Behe another chance, but go ahead and if you want to do it, you can, but if not, I don't care. And do it.
I'll wait till he opens his mouth, but it won't take long. That or his Darth account.
Bubblegum. We'll go ahead and ban Bubblegum because
and that's really the only one I was worried about. Other than that, I can't remember.
I forgot.
And I most of the time just time them out.
That was the lead up to the show with Matt Dillahunty. He made that comment. Yeah. No, go ahead and
because that's what already had his Bubblegum band, and then he came in and said that with that other one because we wouldn't let him.
No, you're right. You're right. He's banned.
That's what. Matter of fact, he had that Emma Thorne, whatever.
Thorn in your side. Yeah.
Yeah, Thorn in your side.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and reban both. That's a forever ban. No chance. Yeah. Uncalled for. But
besides, you got a crush on Behe because she thinks you're nicer than me.
Yeah, there's very few things. Like you may get kicked on my channel or something. Like none of you will, of course, but. Yeah, I mean you could.
Unless you piss me off.
Azzo gets, wrench happy and starts abusing.
I abuse it.
That's Bubblegum is beyond annoying. He annoys the creationists.
He said some really awful shit is why I'm saying that. It was we're cool with AJ. AJ's all right.
I thought I pissed him off again, but either that or something happened in his real life, so I sent him an email, and we talked back and forth. He didn't apologize to me for doing or just whatever. Don't matter.
I didn't care as far as the things that we, and no one was ever mad or was like we're never having anything to do with AJ or what. No, it was nothing like that. It was just like that's kind of a bad look, and we don't like your approach, and you're kind of an asshole about it. But the things that I had a problem with anyway. Whenever me and him talked, he immediately did what he could do to fix it. Now, I'm not saying that makes it okay, but I'm saying, you know, at least he listened to me and addressed what I was saying and tried to do something.
Right.
And no, it's not. The video's gone. Matter
of fact, right after we made peace, he was on the channel anyway.
Yeah, and he started. Yeah,
I was going to be here.
As soon as I met him, he started messaging me on Facebook and Twitter and Discord, and he started messaging me. And so me and him talked quite a bit. And I like AJ. I think you know, we're all prone to making mistakes, except for Azo. And I think
the perfect answer.
Yeah. And I think that you know, I just wasn't. And again, my thing is like, me and AJ weren't friends, and you know, I feel like he did something shitty to one of my friends, and so I was upset about it. But it wasn't a thing like I hate you. It was just left a bad taste in my mouth, and I just wasn't interested. But then after we got to talking a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I agree. I wish I wouldn't have done that," and I took the video down and all that stuff. Like, then it was like, okay, man, yeah. I mean, he didn't have to do any of those things, and he sure as hell didn't have to do them to appease little old me. And but he was willing to listen and all that stuff. And I have to give it up to AJ for being a stand-up guy about it. You know, I think he I think he addressed it perfectly, and that's, you know, honesty, intention, accountability. Those are the things.
For me, after GE would have been the longest until I disembarked off of that one 3 days later. But anyway, he was the longest member or channel that I was a member of, and I was just like 13 months plus. So
yeah,
I'd be like almost 20 months now if all this BS wouldn't have happened.
Well, you know,
I could get time served.
and you know, I think that that's why I haven't invited GE on. But I think that I understand, you know, I mean, if you're part of something and you find out that, hey, this isn't the thing that I signed up for, I get it, you know, like,
right.
Then you did what you should do. You leave and say, hey, I'm not interested in hearing that kind of stuff. And I don't, you know, if that's the way you feel about it, be honest about it. And that's the thing with you, Azo, is you don't care a bit to state, you know, your position and why you hold it. And, you know, you, just like me, you've been mistaken before, and you've said, hey, yeah, I was mistaken about that thing. Let's move forward and fix it.
Like the mafia.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, you said, hey, you know, maybe that's right. We shouldn't say it that way. And let's try and do better. And it wasn't a thing of, oh, I'm in the wrong. It was just, let's, you know, I get what you're saying, and I don't want to appear that way. So let's do better. And I mean, I think that's, if you're willing to do that, if you have the intent to try and improve yourself by taking in, you know, other wisdom and facts and the things there are for you to observe and assess and analyze the situation, making an informed decision, I don't think anybody can fault you for it, honestly. I mean, people are going to disagree about stuff. Me and you aren't going to agree on politics. Anything. And that's why we don't talk about it usually, you know. But the things that we do agree on,
if I want to fight about politics, I got trees for that.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Joe, just a quick reminder, right under your video in the feed is Capturing Griftianity, and he wants everybody to know, quick reminder, Jesus is Lord.
Amen. Glory.
Amen.
That's what's right under your video in the feed.
I come to you folks today, and I want to tell you about the words of Jesus. And Jesus said,
you gotta end the ahs on the end.
Jesus, that's how they do it here
in the church with the Bible.
And Jesus,
if the gloves don't fit,
love your neighbor.
You must quit.
I think Sam Kinison was on Johnny Carson, and he said, so do you still ever get because Sam Kinison was a Baptist preacher before he was a comedian. He goes, do you ever get the urge or? And Sam steps up and he starts going into it. Well, you know, and he starts going into the voice. A classic.
Yeah, he was loud anyway.
Sam Kinison, while, you know, I think that much of his stuff didn't age well. His way and his voice and stuff, he did not give a fuck either, did he? Some of his stuff is funny, some of it's a little cringy now, but Sam Kinison.
I'm a closet cringy guy then.
George Carlin was
way before his time.
Because the things that George Carlin said, he was exactly right. It was comedy that he was doing, and
it still holds true up to today.
Yeah, you can watch George Carlin, and it applies more today than it did then. Like,
right.
My son was watching him one day. I said, "You watching George Carlin?" He goes, "Oh yeah, he's great." I was like, "Right."
But he loves you.
You know that was filmed in the 70s, right?
My favorite is NIMBY. Do all these things, just not in my backyard.
Yeah.
And really, you know, is that not that, you know, what atheists say today? It's fine. Believe whatever crazy thing you want to believe. You know, you can believe anything you want to believe, but don't come and tell me I have to believe it too. And don't tell my kids that reality isn't real because of the stupid thing you believe. Like,
I got a George Carlin clip in one of my videos where he's saying, "Some people are fucking stupid."
Yeah. And, you know, I was talking about this today with my boss. I said, I just go through the world and assume that everyone I encounter is a fucking idiot, because at least then I'm prepared for whatever stupid shit happens or whatever, you know. And
42% of the population thinks man lived with dinosaurs in this country.
Yeah.
Almost every other person.
Yeah, so it's not just me that's surrounded by crazy people. All of you are too. You just don't know it. Here they're just louder about it.
We're just talking about this pinworm.
Well, we laugh about it, but 42% of the population, that's what we got, 350 million. That's 175 million, 150 million, around 150 million people.
Yeah.
Think science is the Flintstones.
Yeah. So like when I'm out on the road driving, I'm always scared for my life because I know that there's every other car is a fucking missile with some fucking idiot at the
wheel.
You
and me too, brother. You and me too.
Yeah,
and you're one of those idiots, just like me.
I've been hit 8 times. 8 times.
That's one of the things I admitted. I'm not a fucking genius. I fuck up too, but not in the same ways that some of them do. I don't do the stupid shit that some people do. Like,
I've been hit 8 times, and I can't tell you how many of them I avoided too. I even went off road one time to avoid somebody that went sideways in the snow right in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know,
now granted, I drove a lot, right? I had a bunch of driving jobs, so I drove a lot, but still, I started feeling like there was a target on my back. You know,
when I have a theist that I'm not completely familiar with everything they've ever said, you know, which is all of them I talk to, when they come on, it's like I always tell people, like, I'm kind of worried when I have theists on because I don't know what they're going to say. Like, talking to you guys, I know things you're not going to say, and I know, you know, mostly like depending on the subject, what we're going to, you know, I kind of know where the conversation's going. But when you have a theist on, you never know when that cart is going to jump the tracks into fucking Crazy Town. Like, you just don't know it because it's different for each one of them at what point they just go into fucking fairy tale land. And so it's sometimes worrisome when you're trying to talk to somebody, where is the position, you know, where is it that you diverge from reality into make-believe? And you never know where that's at. And it can be fun and interesting to find that place, but it can also be kind of risky because you don't know what crazy shit they're going to say. They'll come off and they'll be talking and nice and everything else, and then all of a sudden spout some bigoted racist shit or whatever, you know, like you don't know when the cart's heading to Crazy Town. It's a different place for everybody.
That guy we covered yesterday, he's an accomplished lawyer. I guess he actually even teaches law. He's wrote a lot of papers about racial problems in the law. He's a black man, and hey, we've come a long way where a black man can, address these problems in the laws. And then he talks about building a model of Noah's Ark. 1 minute you're thinking, hey, this guy's pretty smart. He's a lawyer, accomplished. He's got 3 degrees or something, and he teaches, and he's an activist. Good for him, right? Hey, I think he even does some scholarship help or something. Hey, and then, and I also built a model of Noah's Ark. And then you're like, fuck is wrong with you?
Right, yeah.
Where did that misfire happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. You don't know. And, some of them, it's like, no, I accept evolution. Oh, no, I accept science and geology and all this. But then it's like, no, we know who wrote the Bible, and these people were eyewitnesses. And it's like, what? At what point did we stop, looking at things analytically and trying to understand them and go to, I just blindly believe this because it says so. And there's always a different place, and it's hard to judge sometimes because you don't know. A lot of times, especially with evolution and things like that, even people that claim that they accept evolution will sometimes be like, oh, I accept evolution, and it's microevolution, or it's God the tinkerer, or
you're not anything that doesn't say you're an ape or a monkey.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that they should have to be informed about all of those things, but it's
nope. I talk about it often that most people, are what they call salt of the earth. They're just good folks doing their thing, doing their lives. Yeah, they don't give a crap about biology or anything else because, they work at, let's say, in a factory or something. They don't give a crap about biology. They just go to work. They have their family. They do their thing. They just don't give a crap. The problem is these people are now given a platform where they can go on and say, well, yeah, I don't have a damn clue about any of this, but it's all wrong. And then it feeds into the crowd so much, like I think Ember talked earlier. So if I just started basically converting, I'd get more views or something. And Punk Apostate was like, oh, yeah. So, you don't even have to try. You can actually say, well, Joe Rogan's a great example. He's one of the highest paid podcasters or whatever, right? He said himself, I'm an idiot cage fighter and a comedian. No one should listen to me. And they said, you know what? We're going to give you the biggest contract of anybody.
Perfect.
And I don't fault him for taking the job, right? I mean,
I'm going to let people say whatever crazy shit they want to say because I don't know.
Yeah, but he doesn't even try to be an expert. He says, no, I'm an idiot. Oh, you're our guy. You're our
$6 million. Here you go. Shit. That's what I'm shooting for, guys. I'm hoping somebody sees what I've done.
I liked Joe back in the day, Joe was a decent comedian, and the early Fear Factor shows, I loved watching those.
Well, the conspiracy theory show that he shot, where he, because he used to say the moon landings were fake, and then he got some stuff, and he was like, I think they probably did happen, but I'm a dipshit. I don't know for sure. Joe's problem is that he is skeptical about a lot of things, but he doesn't care if his guests come on and make outrageous claims and stuff. And when it comes to especially the pandemic and stuff, Joe just
luckily his producer or whoever it is usually catching people on stuff, because Joe's sitting there nodding and the producer's going over there shaking his head, and all of a sudden Joe looks up at the screen with the fact check on there.
Joe's just the talking head.
And he'll look up and he'll go, oh, wait a minute, that hasn't been, that's a false story. Oh, of course it's too late now because you already put it out there.
Who's not taking you seriously, Pinworm? We love you no matter what name you have. You can call yourself, I don't know. I'm not going to say
Don't call yourself Kent Bovine because I wouldn't.
Don't call me late for dinner.
I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, Pinworm. I like the name Barnaby Wild. It's hard to get used to because I know you as another name, but it's not. There's nothing wrong with that name. You use the name that you like, Pinworm, because we like you the way you are.
Yeah.
So whatever you like is perfect for us.
You give me a list of who ignores you, if including myself is on there. We'll poke them in the eyeball for you.
Yeah, we'll start fucking people up. Just tell us.
In the name of G-Bus.
I'm Pinworm last night. He was joking with me when I was trying to find out who was in the audience for the wheel, and he thought that he either upset me or that
right back,
or just that I didn't get.
I missed the end. I missed the end. Who won?
Jin.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't say the whole name, so you get Jin, Jyn.
Yep, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and I think Jyn is a girl, if I'm not mistaken, or at least identifies as such. So I'm going to say she because that's what I think it is. But she needs to get a hold of me and shoot me an email if she wants to actually win. Yeah, trivia. I did trivia last night. Azzo was missing in action, so I don't recommend going back and watching it, but you can if you want. It was.
I think I hopped in the shower because I say I was grilling and then we were eating while I was listening to the show, and then I smelled like smoke. So
yeah,
and it's not just the smell. You kind of feel greasy. You know what I mean? Something about.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I work all day.
Smoke not just that. The smoke kind of makes you feel dirty somehow. It's just
No, I get it. Being around a fire and stuff, you because you
fun,
do get
but when it's
residue.
done,
that's why you smell it on you, is because you get the residue from all the fucking carbon you're burning.
Even when we were camping and we went to the showers and they said they're all out of hot water, we looked at each other and said we still need a rinse. So
yeah,
you're roughing it, you're camping. You take a cold shower. We stepped up.
But we're at the 2.5 hour mark, so I guess we might as well wrap this bitch up, right?
Right on.
You got anything you want to plug or talk about, Dave, to everybody before we get out of here? You're welcome to shill for yourself.
Well, like I say, go check out the Mothman that Joe and I did, and
it was a fun show. It really was a lot of fun. I should have the link for that ready, but I don't.
And then, tentatively, I sent in a thing to be on with Neil and Mikey next Saturday. So,
yeah,
I'll go over there and tell my cultural Christianity story.
Sorry, I'm.
Well, Neil's asked me a couple of times to come on, and I was like, I don't really have a lot of subs. I don't really have anything big going on. But lately, I've picked up subs. I've had some videos blow up. So I'm like, yeah, now's a good time to go on. So I got something to talk about other than, well, I just got a little channel, and nothing wrong with that. It doesn't leave you a lot to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
So,
my channel.
Now it's well, I've talked to all these people. All these people have been on my channel. I've been on all these other channels. Yeah, so I got something to talk about.
Yeah, you can't go by the number of subs of the quality of content I'm going to make, because I got lucky on a couple videos that did well, and now what I do is not necessarily the best produced show, but it's fun for us, and it's not about that anyway. It's about talking with the community.
There's some ones out there I watch that have less than 100 subs. They put out good videos and stuff.
Yeah, the sub count isn't everything. Zach that's coming on, Zach will be on Monday at 7 p.m. and he has an awesome show. What's it called? Shake the Fist, or Shaken Fist, or what is it called, Azzo?
I see Reggio's comment. It's like it's not even that. It's just I just, like I say, my conversion story isn't all that special, and I'm just Joe average, you know what I mean? So it was just something of, I just wanted to have something to talk about.
That's what everybody always says. That's what everybody always says, Dave. But the truth of it is everybody has their own individual story. And what you think isn't interesting because you've lived it and it's all around you and all those things, other people have different experiences and they find it really interesting that your experience differs from theirs in X amount of ways.
I just want to fill in the whole hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all. So I thought
the shaking fist. Yeah, that's Zach. Yeah.
But Mikey was on yesterday and he was saying, "Hey, we need people to come on." So I said, "All right." So I said, "It's a good time." I say, I got something to talk about. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna plug this week's stuff just for everybody.
And I've always got some stuff coming up. You never know. You know, I sometimes pop videos on. You know, I get something, I come across something, and I stay up till 3 o'clock editing the video, and I post it. With Mike over at Answers in Atheism, go check him out too. You never know because again, Mike sends me a text. You want to stream? Boom, we're streaming.
Yeah. Mike does great stuff too.
I've got stuff.
Mike's really, really smart too.
Oh yeah, he is. And I've got stuff in plans for the Grassman coming up. We're gonna do Christmas in July, and I'm talking with Blaster about doing Aliens in August.
Yeah, Blaster. I've missed him. Last time he was on, me, him, and Earl had an amazing discussion. I think you took part in that one too, Dave, didn't you?
I think so.
Earl and Blaster Master.
He's been on my channel before, and he's kind of got an interest in the alien stuff. And I said, well, I kind of wanted to do the big ones, you know, like Roswell, Area 51 or something. So
yeah, that's interesting.
He said, yeah, I'm down. So I said, all right, you're penciled in.
You know, I don't think it's interesting from the point of view of, I think there may be aliens. I think it's interesting to look at what events led to people coming to these bad conclusions. Was it misinformation, people that worked for the government? Or was it, you know, you heard it from some dipshit and, you know, played a game of telephone and this is what we got?
Most of them seem to follow a book, a comic, a movie, a TV show.
Did you ever check out the Y-Files?
Yep.
Yeah. The awesome show, ain't it?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All my kind of stuff. Most of it.
Hecklefish is awesome.
Yeah.
I need a Hecklefish. Azzo, we're going to make you we can't do a fishbowl because they have that, but you're going to be my Hecklefish. But so coming up on our channel here, me and Azzo, we've got some cool stuff coming too. Not tomorrow. It's the middle of the week. Holy shit. Sunday, Deviant Outcast Egyptologist is going to come back on, and we're going to kind of answer some of the questions and talk about some of the stuff that people were left hanging for last time. And she's also going to bring some of her miniatures and show that stuff off to everybody that she makes. And they're really amazing. So definitely check that out. Egyptology is one of these things that we can discuss how ancient Egypt relates to some of the claims made in the Bible. But we can also talk about pseudoscience in general and people like Graham Hancock and stuff that put out stupid shit. But then on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, I've got Mark Reed coming from the land down under to visit us. And then at 7 p.m. that same day, Eastern time, Zach from the Shaken Fist will be on. And Zach is a channel that is woefully undersubscribed. Zach's channel is funny as hell, and his videos are really good. And it's humorous, and it's a really good channel. And I've plugged that both in the community and for members only, so that everybody can get a link to Zach's channel, because Zach is going to be Zach's going to have a big channel if he continues the road that he's taken, because he's really good at what he does and it's funnier than hell. Mark Reed, he's already got not a huge channel, but Mark Reed's amazing. So, I bet you're all subbed to Mark, but maybe not Zach. But yeah, and then after that, we've still got great guests coming up. Michael Beverly's coming up. Talk about free will next week on Tuesday, because we're streaming Sunday, twice Monday, and once on Tuesday. I've got 4 streams in 3 days coming up. And then Michael Beverly's coming on, and then we've also got Neil and Mikey from Neil 604 Atheist coming on. We've got them coming together, which is Azo's handiwork, and I'm really cool with that. That's going to be a really fun show. I love hanging out with those guys. I had so much fun over there doing that show. That was my first visit to a channel that, other than being on MDD, to a channel that was, that a lot of people really were going to see it. And I was kind of nervous going on to talk to them, but had a fucking blast. And the after party's where it's at. The after party was fun when everybody came on stage, but it was a lot of fun. And me going on that show led to Azo and Robin and a lot of other people going on and telling their stories, which I think is great because, we share these stories and people can relate to some parts of it. And maybe they relate to some of Dave's story, some of Azo's story, and some of my story. And by getting that out there, we give people, our perspective on how it works and what we think about it. And I think that it's really a helpful thing. And again, like Dave said, he feels like his story's boring and doesn't know what to talk about in it, but there may be a lot of value in that to somebody else. And they may think their story is boring and yours is amazing.
I did put it out. I did a video that's called I'm a non-believer or something like that, where I did put it out there, but I don't have the experience, you know what I mean? I was never a believer. I wasn't in any of the culty stuff. I didn't have my parents. I just told my wife earlier, I said, I don't remember my parents ever talking about God or anything.
I would like to do a show and tell my whole entire story, but I would have to break it up into parts because my story's long and people want to hear about not just the religious part, but all the other stuff too. Like if I'm telling you the story about how I became an atheist and just skip over all the crazy shit that happened on drugs, it leaves everybody there with like, oh no, I want to hear what happened there. I want to hear the juicy part too. And so maybe I'll do something in the future where I do it in like 3 parts or 4 parts or whatever, and tell the whole story, like beginning to end of my life. Because I can't just tell you the part about atheism and stuff without telling you the other things, because they all play together. So maybe I'll do something sometime and do I'll break it up into pieces and do like an hour each video, or even 30 minutes and talk about different events and stuff that happened along the way. I considered writing a book about my life, but then I was like, that's pure hubris. Nobody wants to read about my life. But after, being on YouTube and stuff, I find that a lot of people find it interesting, and the recovery aspect of it, if it motivates somebody else to even try or even just makes them think about, stopping what they're doing and staying with us, then, I'm more than happy to talk about it. I just don't ever want to come off like I'm romanticizing drugs, because even though there's a lot of fun things and crazy things and great stories I can tell about the things that happened to me in my past, I don't want anybody to take that and say, oh, look at all the fun Joe had, I want to do that, because that's not the point. So
drugs are bad. Okay.
I want to be really careful about how I put that message out there, because I want people to hear it, but at the same time, I don't want somebody to come in halfway through and say, oh, I want to have threesomes, I'm going to go get some heroin, like, like that's not.
That's what I said earlier. Yeah. A lot of these times I just listen because, I talked about it before with James that I don't fit the mold. I'm not an angry atheist. I didn't have all these terrible things happen to me. I had both parents. We lived in the suburbs. My dad worked in a factory. We always had groceries. Lots of kids in the neighborhood. Spent time with family. Spent the night at grandma's, fishing with my uncle on the boat. We went on family vacations. I had a lot of friends. I have a great wife, great kids. We had a great wedding. We're still together. And other than that, I did the thing. I paid off a mortgage and you know, all that kind of stuff, and typical kind of things. I don't have anything to be mad at God about other than what his followers do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm saying I've got bad teeth. Okay, I'm at the dentist all the time.
Yeah.
And I just try not to complain because so many folks have things that, you know, can't be taken care of at the dentist, you know. So
yeah,
you know, again, that's, you know, yeah, I have to deal with it, but you know, so many folks are struggling with so many things that, you know, you can't get an easy fix in 30 minutes at the dentist.
Oh, sure. Yeah. You didn't get that way overnight. Don't expect to fix it overnight. But PC posted Derek Lambert's recovery channel. If you're somebody who has struggled with drugs or been through that, and you find stuff like that interesting, Derek's channel is really good. He actually goes through him getting clean. You see the videos of it actually happening. You see him in withdrawals. He talks about every step of the way. And Derek is a great presenter and creator. And I know Myth Vision is awesome and great, but the Derek Lambert channel, the recovery channel, if you're somebody who has struggled with drugs and alcohol and stuff, and you've dealt with you know, some of the treatments and recovery and the whole roller coaster ride that can be, that channel is amazing. And it really helps you see that people are experiencing a lot of the same things that you are. And for people who have been through that, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, because that is one of those things that really helps you when you know that you're not alone, and that other people have done the same exact shit mostly. But it's drugs are a horrible thing that changes you mentally and physically. It will destroy all of your relationships. It will destroy everything you love. And anything you love, you don't love it as much as you love drugs. And that's where it always ends. It's not sustainable to be a binge user, or I use sometimes, or whatever. If you've got an active habit using drugs, it will go to that point. And for most people, unfortunately, it's not until you hit that rock bottom point that you can realize that you need to turn things around and actually have the will to do it. And that's unfortunate. And you may take nothing I say. Again, I'm a dipshit from Kentucky. You don't have to listen to me, but I have experienced these things, and anybody who's ever struggling with that kind of thing, you can get a hold of me at the Kentucky Atheist at Gmail. You can hit me up on any of my social media, and I'm always open to talk to anybody that wants to talk about that stuff. And if you feel like you know, you're struggling with quitting and you feel like you're going to use drugs, call me. Just call me and we'll talk about it. Get a hold of me on one of those and we'll talk. I'll make my number available, or you can call me through Discord or through Messenger or something, you know. If you're struggling with that stuff, let me know, because I don't want to see another person die because of drugs, and that's the only place it leads. Sorry, my rant's over. But
well, let me tell you what, I turned my brother off of life support. My brother was yellow. I'm talking, he was yellow.
Liver was gone.
He was on life support. His stuff was shutting down, and he wasn't even 50 years old. That is no way to go out.
Yeah.
Right? It's no way to go out.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to get to that point to where, and this is some of the things that I think that AA gets exactly right. This is incorporated in other things as accountability, but the first step is admitting that you have a problem that is out of your control. That's the first step, you know. And
people love you, and people will miss you.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, my brother's daughter got married, you know, he wasn't there. You know what I mean? She graduated college, he wasn't there, you know. don't you want to be there for those things? I mean, when you think everything sucks so bad, and I understand it can be like that, nobody cares, all this kind of stuff. No, people do. People will miss you. People want you there. People want you to give them away at their wedding and all these things. People want you around.
Yeah. No, I agree. I've sat and watched friend after friend after friend die because of drugs. And even for the people that I don't know out there that are struggling with these things, those people dying are other people's friends and family and loved ones. And so anybody that's struggling with that, even if you're not ready to quit and you just want somebody to talk to, get a hold of me, or I can give you resources.
My brother dying, it aged my mother before my eyes. It's terrible on a parent, when it's avoidable. You know what I mean? This was avoidable.
Many people look at addiction and they think, well, that person is addicted and it's affecting their life, but that's not the case. Everyone around them suffers too, and whole families need counseling and stuff after this, especially those that enabled their children to do drugs and then they overdosed and died. I mean, how awful do you feel as a parent when those things happen? And there are people out there you can talk to. There are resources available, and I'm always open to referring you to any resource you need. If you're on drugs and you need to get in a detox, I'll pay for it and send you there. If you just need somebody to talk to, I'll talk to you. I mean, there's just, and for everybody that's here watching now, that applies to everyone. And so at least I know that this group of people I've offered. I mean, not everybody, I don't know that there's anybody here that has that issue, but you don't know from just talking to someone in a chat or something. But there are people out there that care about you and want you to get well, so that all of your friends and family don't have to suffer because of your death, on something that is preventable and something you can change. And there may not be a God out there that loves you and will get you off drugs, but you can do it. If I can do it, if I can change from what I was, you absolutely can. Because one day when I do tell the whole entire story, I'll tell the bad things too, and it may change your opinion of me, but it's the truth, and it may help someone else though, so I'll do it for that sake. But
the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life was tell them to turn off the life support, and then I had to stand there as he took his last breath. My little brother. That's
no, for sure.
It was a tough day. That was a tough day.
Yeah, and it happens over and over and over every day in our country and across the world, but it happens every day here, and it doesn't have to. It's totally preventable.
And I had to kind of take the emotions out, because his wife, my mother, they're all in tears, and they just couldn't do it. They couldn't even speak, and so it kind of fell on me to, like they say, suck it up, right? And I had to stand up and say, no, this is, and it's on me. You know what I mean? It's ultimately on me. And sometimes you think, it's like, should I have done it? And then you just have to tell yourself, well, you can't check yourself on that.
There's a stigma about mental health in our country, to where it's looked frowned upon for some people to ask for help, especially among grown men. You're supposed to just suck it up and deal with it and things. But let me tell you something. Here's the big secret. Those people, the psychologists and the drug counselors and all that, it's one of your most valuable tools if you want to get out of that life. And that's what they're there for you to talk about the things that you need to get off your chest. And that's sometimes a thing. And even if you're not dealing with drugs, if you've got something that you just really need to talk to someone about, go see a counselor. There's facilities everywhere to do it, and I can also give you some numbers of resources if you want them. Reach out to me, and I'll give you whatever you want that I know of. But talk to somebody. I mean, you don't have to get put on meds. No doctor is going to force you to do that. It may be that, especially if you're on drugs, that what you're doing is you're self-medicating something that can be treated in another way, and it may not be drugs. In my case, I've dealt with a lot of depression and anxiety and those things, and when I was on drugs, I didn't have to think about any of that. It allowed me to live my life, based on drugs rather than some of the awful things I've experienced and done. And it's not easy, and you have to face those things eventually. But once you do, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm still digging my way out of the hole I dug for myself. I destroyed every relationship I had. I've went from having absolutely nothing, including a place to live, and I still do it. I mean, I'm struggling to get a car right now, and it's not because I do drugs now. It's all related to the position I put myself in. But as bad as all that is, and not having shit and not knowing what you're going to do day to day for
froze up.
Did we lose me? And it gets
you
better
froze for a minute.
day.
You're back now.
Yeah. There is a lot at the end of the tunnel, and you have to do the work, but it's you dug the hole, you got to climb out of it, but it gets better all the time. There's never I don't look back and ever say, oh no, I was wrong, I should have stayed on dope. It gets better all the time. You just have to keep trying. You're going to have good days and bad days. That's part of life. But I promise you, if you're struggling with this and you start to, climb out of the hole you've dug, things will get better. It may take a while, and you may fight like hell every inch of the way, and it may feel like you're not getting anywhere or making any progress, but I promise you are. Again, I'm ranting again. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'll talk about all that stuff in some upcoming videos and stuff if everybody wants to hear it. If not, I won't. I don't care.
Lots of people have talked about it. It needs to be talked about. Mike talked about it. Trees talked about it. Lots of people have talked about it, and folks need to know that. Yeah, like you said, you can do it. They did it. They're nothing special. You're nothing special.
Yeah, I don't like doing things like I like having somebody else on stage with me, Azo or whatever. But Azo is my sidekick, and he really helps me a lot. But I think to do that talk, it needs to just be me and say the things that I need to say. And maybe I'll get the balls to do that one day. But anyway, let's end this thing. Great guest.
Did you borrow your girlfriend's balls?
Yeah, I have to ask her for them. And I did leave Godless Granny out. We've got Godless Granny coming up in a couple weeks too. So everybody stay tuned for all that stuff, and we're going to keep on pushing around here and keep on trying to make things better, and try and do what's right for people rather than some fucking book. But all you guys are members. This is a members only video, and I try to do these as often as I can, and we just talk about whatever. It's not, it's instead of trying to do a hangout with a few members at a time, this is your opportunity to come and just talk about anything. And so I like to do these and interact with everybody. So again, whether your membership was gifted or you bought it or whatever the case may be, I really appreciate your support of the channel and coming and watching this stuff. But we hit 1,000 subs. We're just going to keep on going, guys. We're gonna push this thing to its limits and see what we can do. See if we can make the world a little bit better, even if it's small baby steps at a time. That's what we're going to try and do. Azzo, you want to say anything before we get out of here? I'll take that as an. Oh, wait.
Oh, no, I was saying not really. I was crying. I was trying to get the tears out of my eyes after that.
And talk about how videos will hit you here. Capturing Griftianity has the universe is fine-tuned for life. Prove this physicist wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
As the puddle said about this hole, it's made just for me.
I can't prove your non sequiturs wrong. But anyway, thank you guys for coming on and taking part in the conversation. And Azzo, I'm glad that you're feeling better. And I think what you talked about earlier with, you know, how you seen that, you know, you just weren't there. Nobody really had any information, but they, you know, people were worried about you. And that's why we do this.
Yeah, you bastard. You made me worry about you.
Yeah.
God. And you don't have that many years to waste like that, Dave. Sorry.
I know.
You have some of mine.
Glad you're all right, Azzo, and we're glad you're still around, Joe, to hang out with. So.
This community that we're building and working with all the time is this is why I love it, you know, the way it is, because it's not just people watching us put on a show for them. They're part of our lives. You know, we interact with these people, and you know, some more than others, but whenever you're missing in action and people expect to see you, you've built a following doing trivia. And when you weren't there, people started freaking out, wanting to know where the hell you were. And that's going to happen, you know. People care about you and you care about them.
You can't make me.
Right. It's a cool thing. I love the community that we have, and I love talking to as many people as I can in that community, because it's such an awesome group of people that I've met. And I've met so many fucking amazing people doing this. And it's because you guys support me so that we can do those things. That's how we do that. So it's really awesome to be where I am, and I wouldn't be there without all you guys. So
I've only met one awesome person, so you're luckier than I am, Joe. I mean, ever since I met Otangelo, it's hard to meet awesome people after that.
And I want to plug all the independent news media out there. Support those folks too, because they're trying to do some news shows, because going on the networks these days, it's just become a joke with their
Modest. I like Modest Touch a lot.
Yep.
But anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.